Hello and welcome to solo playthroughs. We got a one today. That's my confidence level going into this, which is probably going to be my confidence level every time I'm going through a new Cloudspire scenario. Because woof, I mean, I don't know. That wasn't even like a full woof. I mean, that was a whole new word. This game just evokes new feelings of something in me, and I love it, and I love it for it. I'm actually very much reminded of my learning process with Gaia Project when it comes to learning Cloudspire, because everything's so different. The factions are so different. Like every time I'm trying to wrap my head around a new faction, like when I was doing that with Gaia Project, I was like, oh my gosh, how do I play this game? Um, and now it's just kind of the same with Cloudspire. Spirit Island did that to me a little bit with like Finder, but for the most part, Spirit Island, never left me feeling totally inept at a game the way Gaia Project did when I was learning it, and now Cloudspire is making me feel very similar. We have Saget. So you stream this today when I am here and actually have time, only to miss the whole Maze Night game tomorrow. Much sadness. Yeah, sorry. I was going to do Maze Night on Monday, and then this was on my table, and I was like, I'm not taking it off. So, a little behind the scenes for you. I had it on my table before I left for Thanksgiving, came back, and I'm like, we put our tree up and a whole bunch of stuff, and I had a bunch of learning to do. I was like, you know what? I'll do Maze Night on Tuesday. And then Madi, Marhaba Madi, don't be sad. It is a nice game. You will enjoy it. It lacks the scouts, of course, and there are no manticores either. But other than that, it is really good. It is really good. It's really, really good. And we'll see how this goes. I was spending a lot of my prep time that I would normally be spending in learning Chapter 2, going back and learning Chapter 1. Chapter 1 was killing me. It was a very hard learning experience for me, just kind of wrapping my head around the different units. Now remember, the learning curve for the Narora is kind of double that for the other factions, because unlike most factions which have a regular side of a chip and then a promoted side, that there might be some keyword differences, but for the most part they're the same unit. The Narora have two different chips on either side, and it's totally bananas, and their fortress upgrades are totally bananas. I mean, the whole thing is bananas. So one of the things I learned as it's like the habit, I put a new chapter on. I'm like, by the way, there's this other rule that you should have known that you didn't. So there is a spire limit to how many spires you can have as a solo player. It's 6. I'm not even going to pretend I knew that. But in the Saints Will Persevere scenario, the Grove Tender's spires count against your spire limit. So I was very much cheating. It didn't matter. I still had a terrible showing. So I was like, all right, well, how do I do a different strategy and win? And I was able to find some ways with the Arc Light, which I had never used before. And then I pulled a nice little strategy with Anjabin. I feel very strong about what was going on. And then I finally, for the first time, had the setup where the shrubbery on like one thing became a creeping vines. And I found that a very much easier way about it. I was able to get 3 renown. I'm not doing the carryover and playing through a campaign. It is what it is. I find some of that a little, it just doesn't work for me for some reason. So we're just going to start Chapter 2 cold. But this was a cool scenario. I think it was really good to learn the units, and maybe, as much as I'm like, why do I have all the Grove Tender stuff in there? So I never played as the Grove Tenders. Perhaps it was better to have the Grove Tenders spires out there instead of having to learn all of the Narora spires. I don't know. There's a very intense learning curve with this game. But here we are. We are stuck with the errors again, so we will have some Elfin Kazi goodness. as always. And let's go through story time with Greg. This way, Bydra Grom called to Baza. I need to be counseled by Father Goodfall before we begin the next phase of our operation. The pair soon found themselves inside the Azure Temple, where Githron Goodfall, source father of the Narora, and his counselors held court, an old, beautiful, crumbling building that sloped away into the sky. When they entered the father's chamber, Bidra quietly instructed Baza to wait in a far corner away from a stately, empty chair in the room's center. Stained glass windows on the sloped ceiling refracted pale blue light into the room, illuminating floating dust particles in the air. Momentarily, a gray-robed figure, bald save for roughly parallel source cracks tracing from his eyes backwards down his skull, strode past them into the chamber. He nodded slightly at Bidra as he brushed by her to take his seat. Once sitting, he leaned forward, hands on his knees. Speak, he said. The source bless you, Father Goodfall, Bidra began. Our first offensive with the Grove Tenders has been successful, with limited casualties so far. Githrin grumbled, but Baza couldn't make anything out. I've come to hear the latest work of the Sacred Labs, Bidra said. Yes, Githrin said, steepling his fingers. The Spire's perimeter fire capabilities are ready for a field test. If you are capable of making this work, this will be a key plank in our ability to bring down enemy spires in the future. Dun dun dun. Alright, so shoot the artillery. 5 waves. The opponent is the heirs. I have this whole thing turned this way, so the heirs fortress is there. The Narora Fortress is over here. We are going to start with 10 health. Remember, thanks again to Rocket Magnet, good old Lee, for sending me these little bases. They make turning these so much better. The heirs start with 10 health on their gate. They start with 0 source, but they have infinite source for the purpose of our keywords and abilities that will be able to steal source from them. And our gate starts at 10 health. Actually, the heirs start at 15 health in their gate, but again, it doesn't matter. Their gate really can't take damage anyway. And we don't have to destroy it, which is good. Carryover, if you completed the Source Sabbath objective in the scenario 1, I always did that. I'm still not going to take the additional 6 source. I'm just going to start with what I get in round 1, which will be 5. We'll see that on the next page. And now the only spire we have to set up is this Regal Lookout in the center, which is super nice, but it does have Elfin. So remember, at the beginning of every wave, yoink, we get an Elfin right in the middle of everything who is geared up to do a Roostrom 3 and try to do 2 damage to our hero. During setup, we're going to roll a d6. I rolled a 2. We construct a Regal Lookout Spire on the Air Fortress Sourcewell. So, Regal Lookout Spire, it's going to get just one attack chip, 1 range chip, and it's going to go on either Air Fortress Sourcewell. There are 2. Again, every fortress has Sourcewells on their fortress right in the front. And I'll put an Elfinkazi on there. Again, there's going to be 1 there at the beginning of the first wave. I'll put this back here actually while I read the rest of this objective. So again, the whole point of the Cloudspire campaign is you want to get renown. You get renown by completing objectives. And if you're like me, you keep playing these scenarios until you find a way to get all 3 renown in one scenario. Usually 1 or 2 are fairly easy, and 1 will be like really, really hard. Normally the objective is, hey, defeat the Fortress Gate, at least 1 of them, but we don't have to do that this scenario, and I kind of like the variety. I really like the flavor of this specific chapter for sure. So, objective, have 3 monolith spires constructed adjacent to Hex A. This is Hex A, where that Regal Lookout is. These are our monolith spires, but they have to be in hex adjacent. So we're going to have to use earthscaping to get these around here so we can basically set up our monolith spires on Sourcewell. So that's going to take some prep work to get that done. We're going to trigger a perimeter fire. That is going to be in the scenario rules. We'll get to that. Once we do that at the start of the next wave, any any spires on the Air's Fortress gates, each Air Fortress spire will get additional 2 range chips on there, so we'll see how that plays out. And then the third renown, all Air Fortress spires have to be defeated at the end of Wave 5. Scenario rules: when Naroran spires are defeated, they are removed from play instead of being returned to their barracks. The perimeter fire will occur immediately when there are 3 monolith spires adjacent to Hex A. So again, if we get the Earthscapes out, bam, we'll do this. Oh, that would be super nice. So if we get 3 monolith spires there, and they have 15 upgrades. Well, that's weird. They only come into play with this and this. Remember, the monolith spires have connected. So again, it says upgrade capacity is 2, but it comes in with 3 chips. However, for each other spire on the board that we have that has the word connected, we add +1 to the amount of upgrade chips the monolith could hold. So if I have 3 other spires on the board, I can get a max upgrade of 5. And again, if you read connected, that is the total, that is the max you can do. Yeah, connected. Add +1 to the spire's upgrade capacity for each other spire with connected in play, up to a total capacity of 5. So we're going to need to get several spires on the board so we can get our upgrade capacity up to 5. And the reason why is we need at least 15 upgrades. So each of these will have to have all 5 max. And then we do an immediate perimeter fire and we destroy the Regal Lookout on Hex A. Now, that is the only way we can destroy it. There are special rules with this Regal Lookout. This Regal Lookout cannot be destroyed except for by doing perimeter fire. So again, our objective is pretty clear. We need to get Earthscapes out that have source wells. We need to add monolith spires. We need to upgrade them all to their max. So that means we need to have other spires that have connected in addition to these. Actually, we just need one more that has connected, right? If we have a refractor over here, that is connected. So this monolith spire, we'll get +1 for each of these 3. This monolith spire will get +1 for each of these 3. This monolith spire will get +1 for each of these 3. So yeah, lots of moving parts with the Narora, man. I'll tell you what. So hopefully that made sense. I will happily entertain questions in the comments because, that's what I do. So if we have 15 upgrades, then we do the perimeter fire. However, we can't just start stacking upgrades willy-nilly because that would be painful. And here's why. The AI rules. The Regal Lookout on Hex A cannot be attacked or damaged. It can only be defeated through perimeter fire. Already said that. At the start of each prep phase, adjust the number of upgrades on the Regal Lookout on Hex A equal to the number of upgrades on all adjacent monolith spires. And when adding, they're going to go in this order: attack range, attack range, attack range, attack range, attack range. So 5 combos of attack range. So if I have 2 monolith spires that are both maxed out with 5 upgrades, they're going to have the first 10 chips will have 5 attack and 5 range, which means that spire is going to wipe out our units, and it's going to be super bad. After those 5 combos, it's going to be fortification times 5. So, what we want to do is have just very slowly build up this monolith spire. Remember, we cannot defeat this Regal Lookout. So we don't want to beef it up too quick and all of a sudden it's like walloping our units as we come out of our gate. So we're going to have to try to find a way and get the amount of source we need to build those monolith spires very quick. And when they're built very quick, we get up to 15 upgrades. Bam, we wipe out the Regal Lookout immediately because of the perimeter fire. If any air fortress spires are in play, the air fortress gate is not damaged when attacked, but it will still retaliate, which means that, again, we're not going to be able to damage this thing until we do the perimeter fire. So it's just a total, it just is what it is. We have to do the perimeter fire first, then we do that. Once the air is purchased disables to reserves, it will be triggered automatically each wave when the last minion in play is defeated. So when all the minions in play are defeated, the airs are going to just drop out a joust. Just like that. And then marks. The Narora mark is the Air Fortress Gate. The Air mark is the Naroran Fortress Gate. When Keem will enter the board on he'll actually be promoted to, he will go toward the closest opposing unit. That is his mark. There will be events. We'll roll an event die every turn. 1 through 3, we conduct a minaret spire on the Fortress Gate. If not, we actually add fortifications to the spires that are there. So if there's no room for another minaret spire there, and then if we roll a 4 through 6, we add a Humminger to the top of the air deployment stack this wave. So we have to set up the rest of the landmark chips. We have to shuffle the relic deck. We're going to have to set up the market chips, and we should be good to go. So that will take a couple of minutes. Let me check the chat. Yeah, it's 6 spires, as you only get 6 spires, minis of each type. Oh, interesting. Yeah, well, I've heard a lot of, people really love those minis, but I've heard that they're not the most practical. So I rolled a 6. We'll put this over here. This is one of the few times I actually count top to bottom. So that, again, remember the closest source well to each gate is going to be a swamp landmark chip, and then we'll have 19 chips left to kind of throw all over this board. So I'm rolling a d6. There's only 6 swamp landmark chips left. We'll put this there, and now there's 19 chips left. I'm gonna put a landmark chip there. Remember, every single source well gets a landmark chip. So I rolled a 6. That means we get one of those suckers. I have 18 chips left. I'm going for here. I rolled a 9. That's 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to put a landmark chip there. I rolled a 1, so we get a swamp landmark there. I'm going for that one. I rolled a 12, so 4, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I think we have 16 left. 15 left. I rolled a 2, put that there. Going for there now. I rolled a 2, so a lot of the swampy guys coming out going for there. I rolled a 10, so 2, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I have 12 left, and we roll a d12. We get a lot of landmark chips. We're going for here now. I rolled a 7. And then I think I have 2 more down here. We have 11 left. We have a 6. And now I'll roll a d10 to put the last one on the board. It flipped out of my hand, but it will count. I rolled a 6. Put those over here. So got a lot of the swamps out, which I like. Again, we're going to need a lot of source to build these monoliths and get them fully upgraded. So the more opportunities for source, the better. And I do find the swamp landmarks a little bit more predictable, a more predictable source of source. Source of source. Excellent. Madi says still rolling great. It's probably the worst setup you can get. Still rolling great. Probably the worst setup you can get. Oh, with what? Oh, with the Regal Lookout? Yeah, I don't mind it. I mean, it is what it is. You know, it's like, I feel like the ranged, with the arc light, is that the arc light or the arc bright? With the arc bright and the bishop, I haven't really found the Elfin Kazis that bad in this scenario, but maybe I'm just missing something. My favorite greater than games so good, says Mike. I totally agree. I have 2 sets of minis. I usually play solo, never use them though. Yeah, I've heard that before. I'll use the minis occasionally, but then get in the way, but do look very cool. Yeah, they look great. They're very not practical, especially for the camera. So it hasn't even been a temptation for me, but they do indeed look rather cool. But again, I've really been anti getting more huge hunks of plastic. I mean, I backed Oathsworn and did not get any of the minis. I just don't have the space to store all this crap, dude. It's definitely more of, financial consideration as well, but it's a space consideration almost more than the finances of it all. All right, so I just randomly, I just shuffled the Earthscape tiles a bit. I will cut them in the middle. That will go there. And we will now shuffle up the market chips a little bit. Tons of market chips when you have the expansion. And I'm not going to go too crazy here. Just make some stacks. Try to get 3 different stacks. Give them a little bit of a shuffle. And then again, I put the market. I just play out of a tray for the market. All right. That should work. Whew. Rocket, I'll use the minis. Okay, and then Mike J is not just that, the minis are a pain to keep sorted and set up, honestly. Cool. Well, let's go to wave number 1. The Narora will have priority. We're going to roll the event die. Let's see if my rolling good continues. I rolled a 4. So since I rolled a 4, we get a Humminger with an Elfin Kazi on the top of the stack. The Humminger is not going to be upgraded, so we'll have 3 health, and we're going to have an Elfin on top of that. So all 3 Elfin Kazis are in play. So top of the deployment stack. Income phase, I get 5 source. It says if you complete the source Sabbath in scenario 1, I get 6 more source. Again, I'm not doing that. Market phase, we're going to look at the chips. We have the weak point. I forget what that is. We have battle hardened, and we have the Zerker Rebel. Weak point is something I'm forgetting. Instead of attacking, this unit may remove the top two upgrades from an adjacent opposing spire. Whoa. Very nice. I'm not going to buy it, but I like that. We're going to have this Earthscape is available. And that is, I could buy something. I'm going to do the build phase and the prep phase for the heirs, and then I'll come back and do everything for the Narora. The build phase for the heirs, they're building Harrier training, and they're building Stables 2 reserve. So Harrier training, every Harrier that comes in will have +1 health, and then again, Stables 2, I already said, when the last minion is defeated, they're immediately going to deploy a unupgraded Joust, a non-promoted Joust. I keep saying upgraded, I should be saying promoted. Done. So in the first phase, they're going to have 2 upgraded Harriers. So the upgraded Harriers are annoying for 2 reasons. One, they attack with 2 instead of just 1. And the second thing is they are only worth 1 source when defeated instead of 2. They're going to both come in with 3 health, again, because of Harrier training. And they are not grouped. And underneath them, we're going to get a regular Joust. That's also going to have 3 health. And that's going to come here. All these have Quick Strike. And then because of the event as well, here we go, Humminger, Elfinkazi at the top. On my turn, I have 5 source. I don't have an obvious thing to do with it, at least not that I'm aware of, because I'm still kind of figuring out these suckers. It'd be great if I remembered where the heck I put their sheet. Oh, here it is. I buried it under the book. Stop doing that, Greg. I am going to spend 3 source to upgrade the Azor Temple. That means I could spend 1 source to negate 2 damage, and that could come in handy, and then I'll figure out the rest of this later. So I go from 5 down to 2. And now we're going to go to the prep phase. I have 5 command points to spend. I'm going to get my starting hero out. Advance, he comes, or advance, or whatever. He has 3 health. He has Matter Distortion. He also has ability for 2 upgrades. So if he defeats something, he can add upgrade. Matter Distortion is interesting. At one point during the game, I can decide I'm going to take the top Earthscape, I'm going to put it on, and then I become flying, which is great because it's harder for people to target me, but I will lose the 2 upgrades that I had. So there is going to be a timing thing, but that will definitely help get an Earthscape onto the center aisle because we're going to need the center aisle. The Matter Distortions requires you to have at least one of the hexes cover a tile of the aisle. One of the hexes has to cover a hex on the aisle where Vas is. So you have to make sure that you have him positioned in a way that can accommodate that. So I would either need to have him on the center aisle if I wanted to cover it there, or I could potentially maybe put it like here. In placing Earthscapes, as long as minions have a way to get to their mark, as long as units have a way to get to their mark, you can cover up anything. I can cover up source wells, I can cover up path, as long as there's another path. And on this specific map, we have actually 3 different paths for the heirs minions to get to their mark. So it's going to be, we'll have a lot of flexibility in how we place out these Earthscapes. I'm going to spend the rest of my CP, or I haven't spent any CP, so I'm spending my CP. I'm going to get an Arc Light. I'm sorry, an Arc Bright. Arc Bright is 3 health. It has a range attack of a 1, but it does have range 3, so that's going to be really helpful to get rid of that Elfinkazi, and potentially that Elfinkazi. And in addition, we're going to get the Burnout, which has entropy, so if it's ever reduced to 1 health, it immediately dies and does 2 damage to everything adjacent to it before it would retaliate, if that matters. Hold on one sec. Hey, we back? Still muted. Did someone tell me I was muted? How long was I muted for? I just got a text from my friend Steve. I don't know how that happened. All right, Mike, let me know you guys hear me, and let me know how long I was muted for, because if I need to go back, I can. I don't think I was muted the whole time. Did I hit a button? Back. Huh. I wonder if I hit a... Is there a button on here? I don't know. That was weird. Very weird. I don't think I... 5 mins? Oh, God. Well, fun. I hope everything was self-explanatory. Again, we have to make progress as we go. So as long as we make progress, again, the Harrier was cut off there, so it did come this way. You have to use max movement. Here, since they're both equal distance from their mark, I can choose. I'm going to put the Joust ahead, so we can kind of put this Harrier back there, and the rest of it will be fine. All right. This Elfinkazi, again, with the Roost Realm, it's going to try to move. It would move now if it could move 3 and do damage to one of my heroes. Since it can't, it's just going to chill. But again, we have Air Defense. The Arcbright will eventually take care of that sucker. Now, remember, I don't have to make max progress with my own movement. I can move the way I want to move. Maybe I must have done that. I don't know if there's... I guess that's a mute button that I've never used. Huh, go figure. So, we're going to go with my guys. The burnout's going to go 1, 2. I do want to start doing some exploring. That is making progress. Yeah, I could go either way around this outcropping and still be making progress. The Arcbright is going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. They're going to come this way for sure for max progress. I think I could put the Arcbright in the center. Hummer's only moving 2. He won't reach me. So the Arcbright's going to go 1, 2. That is 1 point. No, that's probably not 1 point of progress. Because I'm 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. If I go here, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, that is. So yeah, 1, 2. And Anvas is going to stay back here. So he's going to move 1, 2. I'm going to explore. I'm going to explore here first. It is the Source Peddler. Source Peddler has 5 health. He's pretty nasty, but might as well have him opened up. I will explore with the Burnout. Oh, Engage and Foreboding. So we have the Traxxer Loner. We're going to have to attack him. Again, Engage means I have to flip him over if I explore at all. I don't have the option to move him back. So I will leave that there. I could still explore more. I'm still adjacent to this. I'm adjacent to that. I will explore this. It's Rift Walk and Overload. That's fine. I'll put that up. That means my minions can use that as a path, or all minions can use that as a path hex. If I'm adjacent to it, I can spend 6 to make it go away, and then I would get the reward. The reward is a relic. Relics I can turn into 4 source if I don't like it. I normally would do that, especially in a solo game. And then I could explore here. Yeah, why not? It is the Traxxer Helion, which when defeated gives me a Spire and has 6 health. So Engage Foreboding. Obviously, I can only fight one of these two, and I'm going to choose to fight this one with the Arcbright. And then the Burnout's going to attack, and it takes 1 damage in return. The Humminger does not have to end up next to that. That's fine. So Burnout took 1 damage in return. Again, if it gets to exactly 1, it implodes, and that's going to be super fun. So yeah, the 2 engages is kind of cancel it. As long as I attack one of them, Great, we're done. And now we can move on. I'm going to choose not to attack with Anvas. Remember, the Source Peddler does not have engage or foreboding. So I didn't have to flip it. I chose to flip it, but foreboding means I don't have to. Since it doesn't have foreboding, it means I don't have to attack it if I was able to. And I am able to, obviously, but it's a hero, so I can choose, again, not to attack. The heirs movement, we're going to find the leading minion. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Leading minion is the Humminger, so we're going to go 1, 2. Oh, no. Vas does not want to go there. Yeah, Vas is just going to stay right the frig where he was. Oh, but that's bad, too. Vas would have just moved there. Just in case, because he definitely didn't want to do engage foreboding over here. So Vas stayed back. Otherwise, when the Humminger moved, that would have been bad. And obviously, I had that information already, and there was no reason to get Vas engaged in the action here. He could have just moved back here, done some exploring, and that would have been a much smarter thing to do. And that means I'm not going to be able to get up to the Traxxas Lorner, which is a problem, but we'll figure that out as we go. So the Humminger is going to go 1, 2. The Harrier is now the next minion. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I can move them any way I want. I'm going to move the Harrier this way. 1, 2, 3, 4. Again, there was equal distance, the center path and the south path. The Joust is going to move 2. This is going to be max progress that way. And this Harrier is going to go 1, 2, 3, and 4. Oh, Humminger is Roost 2. Right. The Regal look at as Roost 3. Thank you. Right. Yeah, I would prefer to be there for sure. Right. Regal look at as Roost 3. The Humminger is Roost 2 unless you upgrade him. He's still Roost 2 on that side. I think there's an air fortress thing that you can increase their roost. Yeah, if you go to sizable nest, so it's Kaze Roost upgrade. It's the second one, sizable nest. It gives the Humminger thing. Yeah, that's cool. Thank you for pointing that out. Whoo! Mike James, a few minutes maybe. Rocket Magnet, you said just a sec. The muted. Oh, did I not turn it on after I took a drink? Yeah, that's what I did. That's my fault. It's still I'm gonna blame Thanksgiving still. Just make that happen. So the annoying thing about this is with all these engaged foreboding, it does mean that I'm gonna have a hard time. I can make this work, I think. Yeah, I can. Oh no, because the Arc Braid, I'm still gonna have this guy in play. Ugh. Because I love range 3. Yeah, so I can't kill the Elfinkazi. 2 engaged forebodings is rough. When I saw that one, I shouldn't have explored there. That was a mistake. I'm not gonna do that though, because that was information I didn't have. It just means I play bad. So it also means that Anvas is in trouble. Oh no, send help. Timmy, send help. I can upgrade him. Remember, Elfinkazi has flying, so even if I promoted Anvas, he would be attacked, easy to attack. I do want to try to upgrade him a little bit and use him before I just do this matter distortion thing. Although, one option, I do matter distortion now. Can I do it in a way that would close? It has to be totally cleared. So actually, I don't have a place to go with Envas to. Again, that's not on the aisle I was on. Because if I do mana distortion, maybe I can close off this path and I could force the Humminger to go that way. But I got an idea. Oh, that's a beautiful thing. I got an idea. All right, the burnout's gonna go 1, 2. He made progress, so that's fine. The Arc Bright's gonna go 1, 2. Can I go over here with the Arc Bright? Is that progress? I'm 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. If I go this way, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's not progress, so I have to go this way. 1 and 2. That's probably not progress either. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, that's not progress. I have to go this way because now I'm 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, got that worked out. On Voss will and Voss is gonna chill where he is. The burnout's going to attack the Traxxer Loner. The Traxxer Loner is going to retaliate, which gives the burnout exactly 1 health. Entropy is going to trigger. And as soon as there's a 1, it does not retaliate. It defeats itself immediately, dealing 2 damage to all adjacent non-Auroran units. So this Traxxer Loner is a unit. It's a landmark unit. And these are units. So I did 2 damage to the Elfinkazi. The Arcbright's elf is a Naroran, so the burnout does a controlled blast of sorts that does not attack the Arcbright, but it's 2 damage to the Elfinkazi, 2 damage to the Humminger. That's going to be 2 source because I've killed this Elfinkazi. So I adhered to the foreboding, but I was able to still get rid of the Elfinkazi anyway, which makes me happy. The burnout's destroyed does not go back to my barracks, and the Aurorans, they go to the Forgotten Graves. And now the Arcbright still has a turn. Foreboding still applies, though, so the Arcbright's going to have to attack the Traxxer Loner. We destroy that. That's going to be 4 source, so we go from 6 up to 10. Oh, wait. My bad. The Traxxer Loner would have died because that is a unit, would have been destroyed by the burnout. So we go to 6 to 10 that way. And now the Arcbright can attack, and she's going to do 1. Oh, foreboding still applies here. So she's going to kill. She's going to do 1 damage to the Traxxer Helion. So that dude still has 5 health. All right, got that worked out. And then Voss was just, again, chilling where he was. The heirs are going to go, leading minions clearly here. Minions are going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. This is probably next. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that is it's an optional lateral move. And so it can't make progress, right? So the Humminger is 7 away. He's stuck by the Arcbright. I could do an optional lateral move with him to try to get him around this way, and I think that makes some sense. So no rules against that. The Joust is going to come in and mess me up a little bit. That makes me a little sad. We have this stupid Elfinkazi over here. We're going to get another Joust because the Stables 2 was purchased. Oh, it's chaos. The Humminger only is received. You could move. Mari says you could move the Humminger next to the landmark. Then the Elfinkazi had to attack and get retaliated. Oh, right. I forgot that they also do a normal attack instead of the glide bomb. Yeah, that would have been really smart. That would have been really smart. I kind of like the way it worked out. I just don't like the fact that I was still in range of this sucker. But yeah, that's right. There's the Elfinkazi would attack something adjacent to it, and the way, at least this way, by killing it, I got the 2 source, and that source can be huge in the next wave for sure. So the Humminger is going to do an optional lateral movement. 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I already moved that Harrier. This Harrier is going to go. So it's there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If it goes over here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I can move it either way. We'll move it this way. 1, 2, 3, 4. And the Joust is going to go 1, 2. And that's fine. The Arcbright, that's no damage because, you you have to move the minions. As long as you're moving them within the rules, it's totally legit. Again, their mark is the gate, not the closest thing. The Harrier is going to attack 2. It quick strikes. So before Spires fire, I don't have any Spires out anyway. This Harrier has nothing to attack. This Humminger has nothing to attack. This Joust has nothing to attack. The Traxxer will retaliate to the Harrier. It has 2 health left. And Voss has managed to not upgrade at all. Yeah, I kind of don't hate using Matter of the Sorcerer now instead of trying to upgrade him. I like that thing a lot. We got that Joust. It's going to be in trouble. So I think we'll do this. I have one minion left, so I can move my heroes before or after my minions. I'm going to move the Arcbright before. Quick strike. And then he'll have more movement. Yeah, he'll be able to get back. So Anvas is going to move. Nope, I'll use the Arcbright before. So 1, 2. Anvas is going to move 1, 2. Nope, Anvas is going to will move just 1. We're going to do Matter Distortion. So now we're promoted. I'm going to take this. I'm going to put it here. It has to cover it on this aisle here, so it has to cover at least 1 hex on that aisle. I'll put this here, so I've managed to not shut that path down. How about if I do it here? It doesn't shut that path down that way either. Yeah, I'll still do it there. This would be revealed, but that's fine. Now I get the thing for free. Now when you gain a landscape, you can immediately build a spire on it. I don't understand the point of that because normally you're getting a landscape in the market phase anyway, and then you have the build phase afterwards. So it's not like I don't know. Like I don't, unless you have an ability to get maybe some factions have the ability to buy a Earthscape in the middle of the round, and then they could build one without using a limited build option. I don't know. I don't see the total upside of why it's worded that way, but it's very clear this does not give me the ability to immediately build a spire. I could do that again at the beginning of my turn and use one of my 2 limited build options. But again, I'm not trying to do that. I'm just going to do that, make Anvas flying, so he's just a little bit safer right now. I don't. Oh, that's bad. Engage for boating. Ah, I don't like that. I'll move over here. That's still on my aisle. I just don't want to deal with getting attacked at all right now. I'm fragile. Remember, retaliate ignores the flying thing for sure. So still on my aisle, it's still covering 1 hex on the aisle that I'm on, and we have now one source adjacent to the Regal Lookout. Again, we're going to need to get 3 of them there by the end of the game. So now I'm flying. My terrain allotment is now everything. I can go over water, I can go over mountains, I can do whatever the heck I want to do because I'm a flyer. The Arcbright is now going to do an attack on the Humminger and finish that sucker off. That's going to give me 2 source. I go from 10 to 12. Humminger is out. We were finally able to attack the Humminger because, again, I was out of range of the Traxxer Helion. Rocket enemy eye makes maximum progress to a target, I thought. Yes, it does. I believe I did that in every instance. But let me know if I didn't. Oh, that was an open path. That was an open path. So I couldn't go that way. I would have had to go this path. Yeah, good catch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yes, it does have to come there. Absolutely right. It will attack me. I'm going to take 2 damage, and then I'll retaliate 1 with the Arcbright. My bad. Now, though, I've kind of hindered its path. So it's going to have to go around this way. So it will kind of give me a little bit more time to deal with that. And then Arcbright would come here. Arcbright will come here and just do and still do the 1 damage to the Humminger, who was there. Did I do the wrong thing with the Humminger too? The Humminger went around. Yeah, Humminger has to make max progress. Oh, is that progress? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 5, 6. Yeah, it's still 7 away. So the Humminger only had options for a lateral move. The Joust, though, I had to make progress, and that meant he would have had to come this way because that was not there yet. So friendly AI doesn't count. Friendly AI doesn't, just has to end up closer using its full movement. Yeah, that's absolutely correct, Lee. You're totally right with both of those. And then not played in the wild, though. Yeah, so the one thing I just forgot that this was a path enter, and I just played this where I had this all closed off. So I think I had all the other AI movement correct, where I took options that were legit. In that case, though, that was definitely wrong. I had to make him go inward. All right, so we got that squared away. The Arcbite could still go there. She's still attacking the Humminger. Humminger's dead. We're up to 12, and now we go to the heirs. Nice. So the heirs are going to go. The Harrier is the leading minion. It goes there. The Joust is going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 6, 7, 8, 9. It can go either way. I'm going to have it go this way. That moves 2, and then this Harrier moves 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. This Harrier does, they're both, everything does a quick strike, so 2 damage. The Traxxer does 1 in return. Oh, shoot. I think the Harrier's going to kill that before I'll have a chance. Oh, and Voss is not, oh, he's flying. He still is not going to be able to get in the way of that Harrier. Oh, I can kill it with Voss. Yeah, it's even better. This Harrier attacks my gate. I'm going to spend 1 source and negate 2 damage. My Fortress Gate still retaliates and does 1 damage to the Harrier. And that Joust has no one to attack. Excellent. The Narora's turn. Voss is going to go 1, 2, 3. The Arcbray is going to go 1, 2. I'm not going to explore. There's no spires in range to fire. This spire here only has 1 range chip. Again, natural range is 1. You add 1 for 1 range chip, so 1, 2. Can't get me. Arcbright has range 3. He's going to kill the Elfin Kazi, so we get 2 source for that. No, I won't do that. I'm going to leave that sucker there. Again, it's only going to go after a unit. I'm going to attack and get rid of the range chip on that spire. And now Voss is going to kill the Traxxer Helion. I get to build a spire for free. I can ignore influence. I do have influence over this isle anyway, because again, it's adjacent to my Fortress Gate. And I will put a... man, Quick Strike's going to make that rough. I'll put a Refractor. So I just think that will make the most sense. Since I defeated something with Voss, and Voss can get an upgrade, we will take an attack upgrade. But now he's maxed out. So on his non-flying side, his upgrade, he has 2 slots for upgrades, but as soon as he upgraded, he would lose those. But now we're already flying. So again, I'm maxed out with upgrades on Voss for the rest of the game. The Harrier's going to go, this Harrier can't move, this Harrier can't move. It does have an optional lateral movement, and it does have to attack. It will attack a spire, it can damage before it attacks a landmark minion that it can damage. So we're going to start getting some damage to this Refractor, which is unfortunate. This Joust is going to go 1, 2. Quick Strikes, we lose the range modification for the Refractor. Quick Strike against my Fortress, I take 2 damage to the Fortress Gate. Fortress Gate retaliates, kills that Harrier, gets 1 source. Harrier's out. And now, since that was Quick Strike, now Spires will fire. The Refractor is going to attack the Harrier. I rolled a 1, because that is what I do, kids. So 1 damage to that dude. Why would I roll a 2 when I can roll a 1? We're going to go with the Narora. So the Arcbright's going to go there. The Voss is going to go 1, 2. And now we're going to attack. We're going to kill the Elfin Kazi. We get 2 source. I go from 12 to 14. Voss is going to kill the Joust again because he has the attack upgrade now, so he's doing 2 damage to the Joust. We go from 14 to 16. The Harrier's going to go. Harrier does 2 more damage to my gate, so I'm down to 6. The gate retaliates, kills the Harrier. We get up to 16 to 17. There's no more minions in place, so they immediately have a joust, put a joust on their deployment stack because of Stables 2. The Arcbright's going to go. Arcbright's going to attack the Regal Lookout. We get 3 source. We go up to 17, up to 20. I can do... should do an optional build because I'm about to be maxed out here. Yeah, I'm going to do one of my limited build options. I'm going to build a monolith on my fortress. Now I have to build the other 3 monoliths in the middle of the board, but I think they'd just be too dangerous to put them there now, so I'm not going to worry about that now. But in the future, I'm going to want to put another monolith. I'm going to put, I have to put my last 3 monoliths have to be in the middle. Now notice, and if I put a monolith there now, that sucker's going to have 3 upgrade chips. That's not great. Remember, now that I have connected, I will have the appropriate number of things on the board that is going to give me my monoliths the extra things that I'm going to need. I already used. Hold on a sec. Modding got a couple of things. The rule about landscape rule makes sense for competitive mode since you keep building in turns. So you build, then your opponent, then you can. Oh, got it. So you build, then your opponent, then you can. Again, is there so you don't put the landscape, another player gets to build on it. Oh, that's cool. Got it. Thank you. You have as a temple if I want to use it. I already used it once this wave, so I used it with the first Harrier attack. So unfortunately, the other 2 attacks went through. And then Brian Scott like, hello, Greg. Happy Monday. Good luck. Thank you, sir. All right, so I killed this. That would have maxed me out. I spent the 4 in the limited build option, so that would be my first limited build option. I would have 2 more if I wanted them. And again, the air spires come out of the game. The Joust is going to deploy. He's going to kill my Arcbright. What a jerk. Arcbright goes into my Forgotten Graves. And now we have to figure out how we want to best kill him. He won't attack me. This dude is out. I do want to explore some stuff. Remember, the heirs go first next turn, and they will have an Elfinkazi there. So I want an Voss has to be at least 4 away from the Elfinkazi. Otherwise, we're getting smashed in the face. And that's not great. Start of each prep phase. Yeah, I'm not going to put a monolith there. And Voss is going to go, wow, I mean, this Peddler, the 5 health is crazy, and nothing attacked because everyone had to attack the tracks for Helion. And Voss is going to go 1, 2, 3. Again, there's no chips there, so not getting attacked. The Joust is going to go 1, 2, and stop there. So its quickest path is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nope. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 11, 12, 13. Yeah, it's just going to go around that way. And Voss is going to go 1, 2, 3. It's going to explore here. It is awaken. Yeah, let me see all these suckers. Why not? So awakening, everything flips over. We have a Grail Goat. We have the Gate Ports of another Rift Walk. We have a Traxxer Roughneck, engage foreboding over here, and a Spire. We have the Lost Caverns. It's going to be pretty useless now that everything's revealed. Up here, we have the Altar of Aggression. That has foreboding and entropy, like the Burnout. We have the Grail Wasps, Relentless, and we have the Bounty Hunter there. So none of these are in a great location to actually do any damage to the Joust. Could let it attack the Refractor. Refractor does 1 damage, and then Voss is in places to kill it. Honestly, the Refractor can also go away, and I wouldn't be that upset either. So we explored that. Again, it was the Awaken chip. Everything flipped over. I could have chosen to not have everything flip over and just turned it back upside down. But, you know, I think it made a little bit more sense to do this. So the Joust is going to go 1-2. And Voss, I mean, I wish there was like a fountain. Because if I had the fountain, I could just take an attack, get next to the fountain. Again, Relentless, there's 2 things with Relentless. Relentless means that when it retaliates, you just keep rolling a die, and you roll until you roll a 2 or a 0, and then you stop, and then you add all the dice rolls that you did, and that's how much damage you do. So it's going to be pretty nasty for sure. It's worth 5 source, though, if you can pull it off. This Refractor is in... Refractor's in trouble. I think I let the Refractor get damaged. He moved. This is my turn. If I do another limited build option with the Monolith, what has range? Oh, the Refractor would have range. The Aspect is silly. Ah, this Monolith here is dumb. That should be refused. It has no range. I was looking at the air defense, but it has no range to that. I need to put that there. Oops. Let me reconsider that limited build option. I like the air defense, but again, it has... I mean, I have to spend another 4 to give it range. Well, maybe that's not the worst. Again, if I give it range 1, then I can take care of... If like a Royal Talon gets close to me, then at least I can attack the Royal Talon every turn. So maybe I don't hate that. But it's going to cost me 4 to get a range upgrade chip. Remember, if you're doing... Fortification chips always cost 2 source for an upgrade. Other kinds of chips cost 1 source per what number chip that would be on the Spire. Yeah, I just really don't like where I'm at. I could build a portal. I could put a portal there, especially with a Rift Walk here, Rift Walk there. That could be really strong. That could be really strong. All right. None of this is great. One, two, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Yeah, it's going to attack the Refractor. I need to get back in position to kill it over here. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, not attacking the goat. The Joust goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's going this way. 1, 2. And Voss 1, 2, 3. Joust 1, 2. And Voss 1, 2, 3. Joust 1, 2. Voss isn't going to move. Joust goes here. It does a quick strike. Get rolling 1 die against it. Please don't whiff. Wow. That's gross. That's really bad. Well, my gate's going to be down to 4 health, which I don't love. So Joust is going here. 2 damage to the gate, 1 retaliation, and Voss is going to attack it and kill it. Had I not whiffed with that die, I would have been able to kill it with Envase or Envas and not taken the last 2 damage to my gate. Being down to 4 is no bueno. I get 2 source back, so I'm up to 18. Did I do that math right? I spent the 4 in the monolith. I think I was at 20. I got down to 16. Then I killed the Regal Lookout. Did I not take the source for the Regal Lookout? I feel like I messed up on source somewhere. Or maybe I wasn't at 20. Maybe it just got me to 19. Oh, maybe like, yeah, killing the Regal Lookout got me to 20. I spent 4 and I get 2 back. That makes sense. I think that's the way it is. If I miss source, let me know. Madi, letting of outside is not that awful. You get to use his massive distortion again if you build the Forgotten Graves. Oh. No, I see that. I do see that. Oh, that's a good call. I'm so used to heroes like not coming back. That's interesting. Intrigued. Very intrigued. I'm going to leave him alive, though. All right, we're going to go to wave 2. I'm rolling the event die. It's a 4. We had a Humminger. You've seen this movie before. This is going to get our thing. And that's going to go on the top of their stack. We're going to do the market phase. These 3 chips come out. 3 more chips. The Emissary, Jewel. Air defense range 1 is interesting. Assault is super interesting, but not all that helpful. And then improve. Improve could be very nice. So improve the market chips. When this unit enters movement adjacent to a friendly spire, can use 2 source to add any upgrade to the spire, ignoring upgrade capacity. Not sure how much it's going to save me in the end. So I could be nice, but I'm not going to take it. We're going to look at the next landscape. It is that. I will spend. Yeah, I want to close this loop off for sure. So I will spend the 2 to put that in place. This reveals. So I spent 2 source on that in the market phase. I could immediately build the monolith spire there. Not sure that makes the most sense, so I won't. I'm going to spend 2 source to get a range chip on the refractor. They're at, oh, they have capacity. They have connected, I mean, so I could spend another 3. I'll just spend another 2 to get a fortification chip. Again, connected. There's another connected over there. So that works. And then I can spend 4. So I go from 12 to 8 to get a range chip here. So now this monolith is like helping protect my gate, which since I only have 4 health could be very important. So I went from 18, I spent 2 for the landscape, 4 to upgrade that spire. Again, the fortification chip only cost 2 because it was on the bottom. And fortification chips always cost, I mean, because fortification chips always cost 2, so even though it's on the bottom, it still only costs 2, and then 4 for that monolith. That's 10, I'm down to 8. we're going to do the rest of the build, the prep phase. So we're not doing anything else with the Air's Fortress for the rest of the game, which is nice. So we have the 2 Harriers. They're both going to be upgraded. So they're going to have 3 health each, and they are stacked. We're going to have a Joust, which is upgraded, stacked with another upgraded Harrier. The Joust is going to be on top with 4 health. So they now have Eager and Fury Kick. And then we got Keem, who comes in upgraded. He has Rally and Flying. So he's flying, which is one of the reasons it's nice to have in busts on this flying side. But, dude, his Rally is going to be pretty useless because most of these dudes are already on the promoted side, except for this Humminger. So we have Elfin Kazi on top of the Humminger, the 2 Harriers, the Joust Harrier, and Keem. That's the deployment stack. And remember, they're going to go first. On my side, I'm going to be in the build phase. I think I'm going to want access to more units. Maybe not. I could try to explore all this crap with the Fanatic Tower. I could just spend 6, and then I get 10 extra source next turn, and my source capacity becomes 30. I actually like that. I'm going to do that. Spending 6, my source capacity is 30, and it's plus 10 next turn. I'm going to put this over here so I don't forget. Where am I going to put this? I'll put it there. So that extra 10 source. So spending 6, a place to get in plus 4 source next turn. And that could be good, but it's in the income phase too. So I don't want to end with more than 20 source for sure. When it comes to prep phase, I have 7 CP. I'm going to get... I really like the Bishop. I could get a Bishop and a Burnout. That's rough. Maybe I don't do that. 6. I need source. You know what? I'm going to take this 4 back. I won't do the monolith upgrade yet. I definitely want to do that by the end of the round. And then I have 6. 3. Looking at the pavilion, which gives me an opportunity to spend source to get more units. But then I would need 7 for that. I'm going to take this ship off the refractor, get 8 back. Then I'm going to spend 3 to get the first level of the pavilion, and then 4 to get me 2 more command units, 2 more command points. Yeah, I'll just spend 2. I'll just spend 2 to get 1 more command point, and that would give me a total of 8. And that means I can take the other Arcbright. I really like having that range, especially with these silly Elfin Kazis and all these engage and the engage and foreboding is going to make that really rough though. But with all these chips, ooh, I could do. Let me get Anjabin in. That I like. I won't do the Bishop. I'll get another hero out. Remember, you can have 2 heroes in play at a time, and that will work. And then I still have 2 where I can put this fortification chip in anyway. All right, so how does this work? In the prep phase, I got 7 command points. I wanted to get 8, so I developed the pavilion. I spent 2 more source to get another command point. That's 8. The pavilion, when you have level 1 built, you can spend 4 source to get 2 command points. You can spend 2 source to get 1 command point. So I spent 2 source to get 1 command point. So 3 plus 3 plus 2, that's my 8 command points. The rest of my source, remember I had 18. I spent 2 for this landscape. I spent 4 to upgrade the refractor. It gets me down to 12. I spent the 5 again to get the extra command point, the 3 plus the 2, and then I spent 6 to get level 2 of the Azure Temple, which gives me 10 more source next turn. I'll just put that die over there. Let me check the thing. The monolith is at the right. Good call. Right. So I couldn't have done that anyway. Cool. Glad I took that away. Brian, do you play this anywhere online? Says Mike to Brian. Cool. It seems like Madi does. I would ask Madi. Anjabin has 4 health. Again, he's another hero. So he has Source Aura. Source Aura means that he can... so he starts with 0 attack, but he has 2 available upgrades, and then his backside is kind of interesting. I've never really used it to any great effect, but so after this unit's movement, it can deal 1 damage to all adjacent opposing spires and units. Super strong. So that doesn't trigger retaliate or anything because it's not an attack, but obviously once I get an attack chip, if I'm next to something with foreboding, again, that would trigger, and I would need to use my attack. I would need to use that attack, and then I would get retaliated on. Again, that might not be the greatest thing. I like going down here for this Traxxer Roughneck. So maybe if I send Arcbright down there, but I need Arcbright up there taking care of the Elfinkazis. So that's also a thing. This guy's flipped. Oh, so my burnout's going to be in trouble. Woof. Sucker still has 5 health. That Source Peddler is a problem. If I bring in a Drift, it costs me 2 CP and they have 3 movement. Still puts the Arcbright in a rough spot. Retaliated 2. I don't see another option. So I'm going to make the burnout into a Drift. And hopefully I can keep this Arcbright alive. Alright. I put Anjabin on top. You can put heroes on top or bottom. We're going to do the heirs first. The Elfinkazi is not within 3 of any of my heroes. So it is not going to attack. Again, it is Roost 3 with the Regal Lookout. The Hummer is moving 2. The Harrier is going to be stuck there. This Joust is going to be stuck there. And Keem, again, he has flying, so he has all allotment. He's going to move 3, 1, 2, 3. Their hero... Their hero always attacks, right? Yeah, it's not optional. I think their hero always attacks. It's a weird spot. Their hero... Marks, heroes... More details. Attack. Yeah, attack priority is going to attack this bounty hunter. The bounty hunter is going to retaliate and do 2 damage to it. So that worked out well. And I have this Drift over here. Anjabin's going to move 1. At the end of his movement, he's going to do 1 damage to all adjacent units. And I think it's non-Naroran units, if I'm not mistaken. Deal to all adjacent opposing spires and units. The Drift is going to go 1, 2, 3, so it's not adjacent to this dude. The Arcbright, unfortunately, is going to be stuck there. And Anvas is just going to come this way. It's going to come this way, 1, 2, and start making its way over to this Traxner roughneck situation. The there's no spires firing. The airs are going to go. Oh, and then the Arcbright attacks. It gets retaliated on for 2. It has 1 health left, which is a little sad. So Andaman's not going to attack, and then Voss is over here. Drift has no one to attack either. Remember, Drift also has Camouflage and Corporal, which means that it can move through other units. It takes one source. The AI is considered to have a limited source for these purposes. It could steal 1 source, and it also cannot be attacked unless by something is super adjacent to it. So that's the Camouflage. Keem's going to go toward the closest unit. The closest unit for me is here, so it's going to go 1, 2, 3. Again, it's just trying to get over there. The the Humminger is going to move 1, 2, get max progress. The Harry is going to move 1, 2, 3, 4. And this Joust is going to move 1, 2, 3. They're attacking Quick Strike, 2 damage to the Grail Goats. The Grail Goats retaliate with Relentless. It does 1 damage. I rolled again, another damage, 2 damage, and bricked, because why would I finish the job? Grail Goats have 1 health left. That is 5 source, so if we can manage to take care of that. This guy's coming here. The Joust is attacking the Bounty Hunter and kills it. So Bounty Hunter is dead. And Keem has no one to attack. Elfinkazi, again, is not within 3 of a hero. What has foreboding? The only thing left with engaged foreboding is over here, this Traxer Roughneck. We are now going to go with the Narora. The Arcbright's going to go 1, 2. Anjaban's going to move 1, end of its movement, doing 1 damage to that sucker. Oh, I couldn't move the hero, sorry. So I have to move heroes before or after. So basically, Arcbright moved, Drift now moves 1. Has to make progress, so 1, 2, 3. It's going to get attacked by the Harrier. I'm fine with that. That should work. And then Anjaban moved, and now Voss has to move. He'll move. He's going to stay where he is. Arcbright's going to attack and kill the Elfinkazi. 2 source, so I go from 1 to 3. Drift is going to take the health chip off the Lost Caverns, just because why not? Anjaman's not going to attack, and Voss is not going to attack. Air's turn. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's super nice with the Traxer Roughneck. The Humminger's the Keem can move before or after the minions. I'm going to choose to move it after the minions. The Humminger's going to go 1, 2. Remember, I have shut down this path, so the Humminger is going to go that way no matter what, and I choose to move it this way. Since Keem has flying, the Humminger just displaced it. And then Joust is going to go 1. We're going to displace the sucker again. So 1, 2. It was here, right? Yeah, because it killed the Bounty Hunter. So 1, 2, and 3. The Harrier has to attack the Roughneck because of foreboding, so 2 damage. The Roughneck retaliates, kills the Harrier. New Harrier comes in with 3 health because, again, stables 1. That's fine, and nothing else is going to happen. And Keem now moves 3. 1, 2, 3. Still trying to get to the Arcbright, but it got displaced by its minions, so it got pushed farther away, so actually didn't reach the Arcbright, which is nice, because now the Arcbright can go 1, 2. Drift and Corporal going to move through the Harrier. 1, 2, 3. Get a source. We get up to 4. And Andaman's going to move here, do 1 damage to the Source Peddler, which is great. And Voss is going to Doesn't have flying. And Voss is going to... Where do I want to move him? I don't know. He's kind of pointless right now. He'll move 1, 2 just to kind of get in the range of things. Keem's still going to go toward the Arcbright because it's the closest unit, and everything else should work. So Arcbright is going to attack this Elfinkazi now. We get 2 source for that, so we're up to 6. Drift is going to kill the Grell Goats. We got 5 source. We're up to 11. Right, we got 2 source for killing the 2 Elfinkazi, 1 source for stealing it from this Harrier, and now 5 source from there. We started, I think, at 1. So yeah, that makes total sense. The Grell Goats are absolutely dead. I'm worried about my gate. The heirs are going to go. Keem's going to go here. The Humminger is going to go here. And the Joust is going to go... well, the Joust... Yeah, it doesn't matter. His max move on making progress... He wouldn't make progress anywhere else. So the Humminger will go there. The Joust will go here. I'll have the Humminger attack first, because if Keem kills the Arcbright, then Rally would trigger, and the Humminger would promote, and who the heck wants that? So Arcbright is dead. It goes over here. That is my last Arcbright, and I want to maybe get some of those suckers alive. Oh, and now this Harrier is going to move 1, 2. Unvas is flying, so 1 pushed out of the way. 2. Oh, that's not good. 3, 4. Oh, and it's going to kill the Source Paddler, so I'm going to lose that 6, which I've been trying to upgrade the... I've been trying to upgrade Andaman the whole time. Oh, that's awful. Oh, that makes me sad. Like, really sad. Shoot. So the Harrier goes through me. It displaced me because, again, Unvas is flying. And now the Harrier is going to attack something, get to destroy. It's going to destroy the Source Paddler. So bye-bye 6 source, and bye-bye upgrade for Andaman. Wow. That's upsetting. That was a quick strike. Now this Refractor can attack. And it does 1 damage. Huh. That doesn't make me happy. I still got 4 dudes. 1, yeah. Oh, and then they're going to do the stables. I think my gate's going to go down, kids. I could do air defense. Can't build another monolith, though. So yeah, I should not have put my monolith there. Oh, I don't like that. I don't like that one bit, kids. Shoot. Well, what to do? Unvas is going to come here. Andaman is going to chill. The Drift has to go 1, 2, 3, make progress towards the mark. Unvas is going to kill the Harrier. 1 source gets from 11 up to 12. I'm going to build the monolith with a limited build option. I never took that out, and I'm going to put this sucker here. And with my other limited build option, I'm going to spend 4 to do an upgrade to this monolith and get that range chip there, because I think otherwise my gate's going to be super toast my ghost. I do have influence over this hex. Again, we go down below it. I have influence over that isle. So since this landscape is on top of that, Earthscape is on top of that, then I do have influence. All right. Keem's going to go 1. Well, it's going to the closest unit, which is 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. It will go 1, 2, 3, 4. It's trying to get here, so that should be a thing. I could try to get it here. So marks are here, here, here. If I have it go this way, this air defense could be really nice. I'm just gonna have to rebuild it, but I'm kind of fine with that. So Keem's gonna go 1, 2, 3. Humminger's gonna go 1, 2. The Joust is gonna go 1, 2, 3. They have nothing to attack. We're gonna have Spires firing, so this monolith's attacking Keem. It does 4 damage. Keem is dead. That was nice. So 3 source. I go from 4 to 7. Keem comes out of the game because, again, it's a normal. Heroes normally come out of the game. On Voss, yeah, I don't think I have anything good to do. Anjamin hasn't upgraded at all, which makes me sad. I could send him over to this Traxxer, though. So I'm going to go 1, 2 with Anvas. Anjamin's going to go. That sucker's moving too. So 1 and stop. The heirs, Humminger goes 1, 2. The Joust goes 1, 2, 3. Quick strike, so I lose that fortification. I might lose this refractor, but I'm kind of okay with that. The refractor is going to attack with 1 attack chip against the Humminger. Man, that's a lot of jousts. Woof. Against the Humminger Squadouche. So airballed that. I am flying. 2 damage. I got a lot of jousts over there, kids. And now the Humminger has an attack jet. He's going to take away that range chip. So refractor is going to be out, but that's just the way it's going to have to be. There's no air defense there. The drift eventually is just going to die. It can't do any damage to that. That's its mark. It's going to keep attacking it and dying. So I'm just going to take it off the thing because I'm going to keep forgetting to do anything with it. Oh, that could work. And Anjamin's going to go there. Do 1, 1, 2. Do 1 damage to the Humminger. And then Voss is going to go 1, 2, 3. Do 2 damage and finish that dude off. That's 2 source. That goes from 7 to 9. The Jousts are going to go, again, it's a stack. They're moving 3. 1, they're displacing on Voss because he has flying. 2, quick strike against my gate. They're attacking 2. I'm going to spend a source to negate it. It gets a once a wave thing. Now the monolith's going to attack with 2 things because now it has range. I do 2 damage. Heir's turn. Unboss going to come in, kill this Joust. 2 source. It goes from 8 to 10. The Harrier comes out underneath. Harrier has 3 health. The Harrier's turn. The Harrier's going to attack the gate. That's 2 damage down to 4. Retaliates for 1. And then Voss is going to attack the Harrier, kill the Harrier. We get 1 source up to 11. I'm in trouble. Since that was the last thing, a regular Joust comes in play. It's got 3 health. It's going to go here. That I'm not going to move my guys. No, Antimin will go 1, 2. Voss will stay there. This Refractor's still alive somehow. Joust goes 1, 2. Antimin goes 1, 2. Oh, actually, the Joust would have gone first before Antimin. Antimin goes 1, 2. Joust's third turn. 1, 2. Antimin 1, 2. Joust goes 1, 2. I have no more upgrades, which is fine. Antimin goes 1, does 1 damage to the Traxxer Roughneck. Joust goes 1, 2. Voss is going to go attack, does 2 damage, takes 2 damage in retaliation. I lost track of turns. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 turns for the Joust. Antimin did 1, 2, 3, 4. 5th turn. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that was the 4th turn to do the damage. On our 5th turn, then Voss went there, did that attack. So this is a 5th turn. It does damage again. Joust goes. It's going to displace. It's going to destroy the Refractor. We can rebuild spires. It's just units that go to the Forgotten Graves. And then Voss is going to come here, do 2 damage, kill the Joust. 2 source. But after that would have been after the movement phase where Anjabin would have killed the Traxxer Roughneck. And when he killed the Traxxer Roughneck, he would have gotten his first upgrade finally. And we get a Spire. Again, it took a total of 6 turns. And Anjabin was 1, 2, 3, and then 4, 5, 6. 6th turn killed the Joust because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Joust is dead. Voss is down to 1 health. I'm going to get a Spire reward. The Spire reward I'm going to take is going to be a Refractor since I lost 1, 2, and 1. I do want to get Anjabin up to its full upgrade capacity, and now we have another connected. So we go to the end of wave 2. Finally, we're going to go to wave 3. We're rolling an event die. It's a 4. We get another Humminger with an Elfinkazi. Act surprised. Which is, I guess, better than the Spires. But wow, my gate is down to 2 health. And that makes me a wee bit nervous. We're going to market phase. These chips go away. 1, 2, and 3. Next landscape. It is that. I'm going to have 13 source. Oh, I get plus 10 source in income. So I go from 13 to 23. And I'm going to spend 2 to get this landscape. I'm going to put it here. I do have influence over there. So we've kind of built a little bit of a nice wall. I'm not going to build the monoliths. Is it crazy to build the monoliths? The start of the prep phase. I could do it this turn. Oh, I could. Was that 23? Yeah, I'm going to spend 8 for 2 monoliths. So I go down to 13. And then I'm going to spend 12 for 6 fortifications. So we get our first monolith, it's 2 and 1. Our second monolith, 2 and 1. And then 6 fortifications. Ding. Ding. And ding. That immediately triggers the perimeter fire. So the Regal Lookout is destroyed. So this happened in the build phase. When does a new Elfin Kazi get put out? Elfin 1. Nope, it's number Elfin. That's another thing that drives me nuts about real quick. At the start of each onslaught phase. So the Elfin Kazi is not even put there. So that sucker's destroyed. And now, at the start of the next wave, if there are any, there are no spires in play, we would have had to add 2 fortification shifts, but we can just totally ignore that. This Traxxer comes out. We have our 3 monoliths, so we've effectively done 1 and 2, and then all our fortress spires are defeated at the end of wave 5. Well, that I don't know. Did that just trigger endgame? Or I think I actually have to play all 5 waves and make sure that any air spires are destroyed, if I'm reading that right, but someone can let me know. Yes. Good call. That Regal Lookout is destroyed. And yeah, so there's just, I think I only destroyed 2. Yeah, I've rolled the stupid Humminger every time. So yeah, both of these Regal Lookouts are out. So I think I have to play the next 3 waves, and the only thing that's going to potentially put spires there is the event die. So I think it because of defeat at the end of wave 5, I don't think there's any early end, but it does mean I could make the scenario end immediately by destroying the Narora gate, because now there's no spires in play. So that's crazy. I have 1 source left, so I can't do anything else with my fortress, but I feel pretty good about this. The question is, will I have enough to fend off this swarm of Harriers at all? So we're going to get 2 Harriers that are stacked that has 3 health because of Harrier training. We get a Joust that comes in with 4 health. That's stacked with a Harrier. And then we have a Royal Talon. There's finally a Royal Talon sighting. He comes in on the regular side. He comes in with 5 health. So Harrier, Joust, Royal Talon, Humminger with an Elfin. On my side of things, with Unvas and whatnot, we are going to have 9 CP. I'm not going to be able to enhance that. Remember, all my Arclight and Arcbrights are dead. I'll take the Bishop, who has 5, and I will take... I have 1 more Drift. Oosh. I could take the Conduit, who has Stasis, which could be very strong, but it's only strong against the Royal Talon, really. Other than that, it's kind of useless. Yeah, Bishop, 4 health. Conduit, 3 health. And we'll put them here. Alright. Oh. Alright, no, I don't make... I love watching the game, but I've not played it. I don't play enough to play Mahdi, but the looks of it. Mahdi, here's your chance to have a Voss Guild. We have free girls, baby. Alright. Woof. Why? Why, YouTube? It's just like... it's pretty obvious. XXX would probably be a thing that I would have, some kind of bot catch every time. When does someone put XXX when it's not this? Pornography out. Here's your chance to get a boss killed. To retract the statements, why is there an ad with a girl with a giant beard trying to sell me a kitchen knife when I attempt to load your channel? Because Greg cuts through the toughest games with ease. That's not exactly. Marty, it is the beard. I can't figure it out. Beard for MVP. The scenario rules that destroyed Narora Spires come out of the game. Yeah, thanks, Marty. Beard for MVP. Greg should shave it at PAX Unplugged for charity. The Air Spires don't come out of the game. Narora's do. Oh. Narora's, so the refractor is out? I thought it was only units. Any Air Force Spires are. Oh, when the Roaring Spires are defeated, that's got it. Thank you. So the Regal Lookouts are in. I know what you're saying now. My bad. My bad. Yeah, so they don't go into the Forgotten Graves, but they are still taken out of the game. That's fine. So refract. I don't really need that refractor. Anyway, who needs a refractor? So we never had to deal with the mess of this Regal Lookout getting like super tall and super annoying and just like basically walloping units. I don't necessarily dislike where we're at. I would like Onderman to get up to another attack chip. That could be super helpful, but effectively he can go in and do 2 damage the way he is. Secret Passage is garbage. We still have this Rift Walk, which could be super flexible. So 1, 2. I mean, the other side, the promoted side of Andaman can be pretty bananas too, where basically he still has Sorceress. We can do 1 damage to all adjacent things, and then self-destruct, where I could just choose to destruct him. He does 2 damage to all adjacent units, plus 2 for each upgrade he would have. But again, those upgrades have to be on his upgraded side. And if I upgrade him, he loses his attack chip. So it's like, I don't know if it's a good thing, but when he upgrades, he does get an extra health. So there is that. He does have that going for him. But I digress. Man, that's a big stack of garbage. That's a big stack of garbage, guys. Yikes. Let's kill the Grail Wasps, I think. And Voss is gonna go 1, 2, 3. I mean, it's 3 source. I think I could definitely benefit from that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So still that way. I didn't think the lakes affected that, but I just wanted to make sure. This is the second time I put this chapter, and yeah, like I just getting up to 30 was pretty sick, and be able to do that. I mean, I'm gonna have to get the Forgotten Graves cleared out next turn. What is level 3 of the Azor Temple? Oh, the Reaction Chamber. Reaction Chamber could be sick. I would need to do the Fanatic Tower, so that could be good, but I need to develop this too, and yeah, so I have a bunch of possibilities if I could just survive, but again, remember my gate only has 2 health. I do have a bunch of these guys attacking, but they don't have ranged attack. And you know what I could have done is I had 1 more source. I could have made this range and then fortification. That's a little smarter. And now at least I can attack ding these guys as they go around me. So again, it would have been, instead of spending 12 for 6 upgrades, I spent 13 because that range chip would have just cost the 1. All right. Bishop's going to come out of hiding. He's going 1, 2. The Conduit's going 1. And Anjabin is going to go 1, 2. Remember, he has terrain allotment of mountains, so he can easily get over there. Hopefully just start doing 1 damage, although Humminger 1, 2 doesn't have range to my dudes. Although, honestly, if Anvas gets killed, I don't know if that's the worst thing. The Hummer's going to go 1, 2. The Harrier's going to go 1, 2. The Joust is going to come out. The Royal Talon's going 1, 2. Because it's a Royal Talon! Again, all trying to get here. It will get me. Mm-mm-mm. I don't know if that's 3 sources worth. I'm going to try to keep Voss around. Problem is, if I go to kill that dude, the Humminger goes 1-2, and then it's super stuck. I could move this guy forward, and then with flying, he gets displaced, which I like. Other units can. Is it older? I think it's all units can. Even your own. I think friendly units can displace it. With flying, this unit can only be attacked. Other units may displace it. Yeah. So I move the Royal Talon first. I can kind of push him back a little bit. But I'm not sure the 3 sources worth Voss getting killed. So Voss is going to go 1, 2, 3. The bishop's going to go 1, 2. The conduit's going 1, 2. Do I send the conduit this way? No, because the Royal Talon's going to be going that way. Well, he's got all terrain allotment. So yeah, he's definitely going around that way. Can't reach. I could do that. Oh, I can't do that because then it moves like a hero. It would choose to move ahead of time. So my understanding with the Elfinkazi movement for the AI is that you basically check to see if they can get in range, then they would move, or then you move the minions, and then you check to see if you're in range. And if the Elfinkazi didn't explode before the minions movement, then they would just explode after. It's still like one of the more frustrating things with the game. So I can't go there because then the Elfinkazi would have gotten me. Oh, it's only, never mind. It's only Roost 2. Again, Hummingers only have 2, so I take it back. I will go there. Hummingers, the Royal Talon's going to move 1, 2. The Hummingers are going to move 1, 2. No, I don't want to displace him all the way back because I want to start attacking him with the bishop. So the Hummingers are going to move 1, 2. The Royal Talon is now next. It's going to move 1, 2. The Harrier is going to move 1, 2, 3, 4. That does get it closer by it makes some progress by moving its max amount, and then the Joust goes 1, 2, 3. Spires fire, not in range of any of my spires. It's 1 away there, 1 away everywhere, which is kind of frustrating, but that is fine. I think we take Voss out. Yeah. I'm going to move my heroes first. Audubon's going to go there. Do 1 damage to the Harrier. I would have moved him there, because if I'm sending the Royal Talon that way anyway, I want the conduit to be near the Royal Talon as a possibility. Ooh, I could do that. Yeah. Audubon's going to do 1 damage to the Harrier when he moved. And Voss is going to go 1, 2, 3 and not attack. The Bishop goes 1, 2. Just everything's just out of range. And the conduit's going to go 1, 2. The Bishop's going to do 2 damage to the Growl Wops. Kill that. We get 3 source. So I go from 0 to 3. That sucker's out. Voss is not going to attack. Anjamin's not going to attack. and the conduit's not in place to attack. The Elfinkazi's turn. The Ares' turn. Elfinkazi is going to do Roost Roam, 2 damage, so it kills Unvase. Or Unvas. I gotta pick one and go with it. 2 damage to the Royal Talon, and 2 damage to the Humminger. Again, this movement will be whatever it takes to get in position. It just took 1, so that worked out really well. Now, I could have attacked with Unvas, but if I did that, then I would have got retaliated against, and I would have done 2 damage against the Humminger, so it just worked out better this way. The Ares minions go 1, 2. Royal Talon goes 1, 2. Because that's the way it can go. And then the Joust is going to go 1, 2, 3. Max movement. It does make progress, I think. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. From here, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. If I go this way, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So I can choose which way I'm going to have it go. I'm going to go this way. It's going to attack. Oh, the bishop's going to have to start attacking that stupid thing. That's not good. That still has engage on there. Yikes. Oh, and this Harry needs to go 1, 2, 3, 4. They all went Spire's Fire. So movement happened, quick strikes triggered on the Altar of Aggression, and now Spire's Fire. This Refractor can attack the Harrier. It does 2 damage. Harrier's dead. The next one comes in with 3 health. We get 1 source. I go from 3 to 4. And I can go from there. This Monolent is going to attack the Royal Talon because the bishop is going to be busy attacking the stupid Altar of Aggression, which actually could work out for me because the Joust has attacked it. So Monolith is attacking the Royal Talon. I do 2 damage. The Royal Talon has 1 health left. We go to the Ares' turn. The Harrier is obviously the leading minion. It goes 1. Nope. The Ares just went. My Spire's Fire. Now it's my turn. Anjamin's going to go 1, 2, do 1 damage to this guy because of Source Aura. No, he can't move on the. He was here. He will go 1, 2. He can't move onto lakes. Anvas is dead. The bishop's going to go 1, can't move anymore. The conduit's going to go 1, 2. The bishop has to attack the Altar of Aggression. The Altar of Aggression is immediately down to 1 health, so it destroys itself. It does 2 damage to all adjacent units. So that Joust is down to 2. And now that foreboding crap is done. We took care of all of it. The only landmark minions left are the 2 Rift Walks and this Lost Caverns. It's the Ares' turn. Max progress is 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. And this Joust, this Humminger 1, 2 doesn't get it closer, so it can't move anywhere. The Joust can do an optional lateral movement. I will not do that. I'll just have it chill where it is. There are no quick strike attacks. The Monolith is going to attack the Royal Talon. 1 damage. Don't show off. I had 2 dice, but I managed to kill the Royal Talon. We get 4 source. I go from 4 to 8. Bing and out. And that's it. Now the Humminger is going to attack after the Spire's Fire. It's attacking the bishop. It does 2 damage. The bishop retaliates and kills the Humminger. I go from 8 to 10. And done. So all we have left is this Joust. And remember, well, we have this Harrier too. Quick strike, heal. I mean, just hopefully I don't roll like garbage. All right. Anjabin's going to go 1-2, trying to get back in time. The bishop's going 1-2, and the conduit is going 1-2. Now I can't do stasis on the joust because this joust is stacked, but the bishop can at least kill the joust, and underneath is a harrier. The joust is dead. It goes from 10 to 2 in my source, and there's only 2 harriers left. The heirs' turn. The harriers to come attack my gate. I'm going to spend a source into gate 2. That was a quick strike. This quick strike harrier here, 2 damage to... I could do a lateral movement. Yeah, it won't help. 2 damage to the conduit, retaliate for 2, so that dude has 1 health left. Spire's fire. Please don't miss with the monolith. I did 3 damage. This harrier's dead, so we go from 11 to 12. I get the 1 back. Narora turn. Andaman's going to go 1-2. The bishop goes 1-2. Conduit goes 1-2. The bishop is attacking the harrier. Nah. No, the bishop's going to attack the gate, go from 15 health down to 13 health, because why not? Well, the gate then retaliates and will kill. The gate always... No, gate retaliates no matter what the range is, how that works. Yeah, it was fine. We'll get down to 13. The harrier goes 1, 2, 3, 4. The gate retaliates, but it's going to be the joust is going to do 2 damage to it anyway, so the sucker's not going to live. This monolith's attacking with 2 dice. We killed this harrier. We go from 12 to 13. That was the last one. We get a new joust. That was the heirs' turn, so now it's an Aurora's turn. We cannot attack the joust while it's on the deployment stack, I don't think. Or can we? I can't remember. I can't remember. Maybe we can. Deployment stack. They're inactive. They're inactive. Yeah, we can't attack him there. That's fine. The bishop's going to go 1-2. Goes 1-2. Attacking. Oh, he'd be down to 1 health. I would add the bishop. Kill the minion. Kill the harrier. That would have made a lot more sense. Instead of attacking the gate. Because again, when I attacked the gate, I would have lost the health. So we're going to attack the gate this time. Lose a health. Joust deploys, kills the bishop. Bishop goes here. Conduit goes, attacks the joust. The joust retaliates, kills the conduit. And now it's the joust's turn, so 1-2. Andaman's going to go 2. 1-2. Andaman's going to go 2. I would have had Andaman 1. I don't want him to get attacked. Never mind. 1-2. Monolith attacking him. Joust is dead. 2 source. And Andaman will just chill back here. That's fine. Never got another upgrade for him, but I feel pretty decent about that. So we survived. It usually makes more sense to put a conduit in front to use a stasis, specifically with a ranged minion behind. Yeah, I agree. My problem is I feel like the deployment stacks, I'm still tripped up with the deployment stacks a lot, where I feel like I'm not getting non-stacked minions. And that means, like, again, you can't use it against a stacked minion. So I'm having a hard time figuring out how to max use stasis. I see the power in it, which I didn't at first for a long time. I kept using the other side of that, which is the possess. I obviously see the power in stasis. It's like really cool, but I'm just having a hard time figuring out how to make max use of it. All right, I have 15 source. We're going to wave 4. We're going to roll the event die. It's a 2. I put a minaret spire there. Again, by the end of wave 5, they have to be gone. It goes there. Great. We're going to go to the market phase. This should have flipped over. This comes out. We get that, and that. I'm going to not buy any of that stuff. We'll do the build and the prep for the heirs. They're not going to get a Harrier. They're not going to get a Humminger and a Elpakazi this time, which is kind of nice. But they're going to get 2 Harriers with 3 health. We're going to get a upgraded Windrush and a upgraded Joust underneath it. That has 5 health. And then we're having a upgraded Royal Talon with 6 health. Upgraded Royal Talon is nasty. In my build phase, I'm going to try to get all my guys back because it is that time. So I'm going to spend 10 to get the. Oh, you can only do 1 level at a time. Oh, that's right. Is that right? That is right. That is right. So I'm going to spend 3. Forgot about this. So did I cheat before? No, I had the source barrier. Right. I can only do 1 level at a time. It all comes back to me eventually. So I'm going to get naming stones. For Forgotten Graves, naming stones. I can spend 2 source to return 1 unit to my barracks. And those do stack. So if I did this first 2, I can get other things back. So I'm going to spend 2 source to get a unit back of my choice. I will probably get an arc. I'm going to get an arc bright because I really want to use an arc light. The rest of these suckers stay there. So that cost me 5, 3 to get that, and then 2 to get a dude. There's me 4 more to get 2 more. Oh, that's not a bad idea. Get 2 more command points. So if I spend 6, so I'm down to 6. I have 2 more command points, and then I'll spend 3 for the Fanatic Tower. Sure, why not? Let's do some fanatical stuff. Bam. So I have a total of 11 in wave 4, and I'm going to get up to 13. I'm going to get an arc light, which is 3. I'm going to use the other bishop, which is 5. I have 5 more. I'm going to get a drift and a burnout, I think. I just want to get a lot of units. I want a lot of units. I don't think the 8 for Bidra Graham makes sense. I might be undervaluing her. So let's make this happen. Or if I just spend 2, 10. Yeah, I'm at 4. Because there's been 5 plus 4, 6. Nice, I'm at 3. Or again, they're all. The Royal Talon again is the one I really would love to use stasis on. Eight, 11, 13. If I just got 12. Nah, I want the extra unit. I'm thinking about. I'll try medium again. See what happens. So. Has to be ungrouped only. We'll do burnout in front. Arclight, bishop, medium. Medium in front. No. Arclight, medium, bishop. So the heirs are first. You can do all build upgrades in one build phase if you want to. This has to be in order. Why does that sound wrong? That sounds wrong, dude. I believe. I mean, you definitely definitely know the game better than me. I'm not, but that definitely sounds wrong. I don't know what I'm confusing that with though. So I just remember, is that a Bronin rule then? I thought it was like an incremental thing where you had to like do things in a very kind of specific way. I could be confused. I could be confusing this with another game though, for sure. I mean, Lord knows I play enough. So Harriers will do this. I think this should work. I mean, again, we have 5 minions we have to kill, and I have 5 units, and I have this monolith. Put in that range ship, and that monolith might be the smartest idea I've had today. So I mean, it's a low bar. I promise. So 1, 2, 3, 4. The wind rush is going to move 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 would get it there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. But if I went 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, so 5 gets max movement. It's going to come this way. And the Royal Talon is just going to go 3. No one can reach any of those suckers. Woof. The quick strike transport, horrendous. Horrendousness. All right, burnout's going 1, 2. Anjabin's going to stay where it is. Arcbright's going 1, and these guys can't get on the board yet. Heirs' turn. Royal Talent. Oh, the Harriers are going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. Windrush is going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That happened quick. Royal Talon's going to go 1, 2, 3. It does have to go this way. I can't set it that way. The Monolith's going to attack the Royal Talon with its air defense. 1 damage. Good roll, kids. The Royal Talon is going to attack the Monolith. Take the bottom fortification chip off. No one else. And yeah, the Refractor missed that dude entirely, which is annoying. The burnouts, well, the Anjabin will move here, do 1 damage to the Harrier. The burnout's going 2, the arc light's going 2, the medium's going 3, and the bishop's going 2. And the bishop can't attack anybody. Fantastic. Anjabin will not attack. It's just going to be a little bit of a meat shield for a second. And maybe sacrifice itself. The burnout's going to attack for 2. It gets retaliated for 2. Attribute triggers. It does 2 more damage to the Windrush. Out. Forgotten Graves. I did that too. I'll take that off. No one else is attacking. The heirs' turn. Windrush is going to move 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's wild. So the Windrush is actually going to use as much of his movement as it can to make progress. So it's going to go 1, 2, 3, and 4. Oh no. Anjabin's Toast Magos, I think. Royal Talon. Oh, this could work. 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, so that is the leading minion, so it's going to go there. The Royal Talon, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The Harrier can't move. The Royal Talon is going 1, 2, and 3. Quick Strike. They're both going to attack a hero that they can do stuff to. I'll have the Windrush attack. It's attacking with 2. Anjabin's retaliating for the 1. It does 1 damage in return. Now we have a Joust, which can be really nasty. Windrush is out. This Harrier is going to kill Anjabin. Those are the quick strikes. This Monolith is going to do a Spire attack against the Royal Talon. 3 damage. This Monolith has range to the Royal Talon. 2 damage. Royal Talon is out. There's 3 more source. I go from 3 to 6. Everyone has done their attacks. One, 2, 3. Is that progress? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. If I go there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. It is progress. So 1, 2, 3. Well, leading minion first. Arc Light. 1, 2, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. If I move Arc Light here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So not progress. So lateral move I could make. I'm not going to. Medium's going to go 1, 2, 3. And then we're going to trigger Possess. Medium leaves group after a set of its movement. You may place this underneath an adjacent ungrouped opposing faction minion. You can control that minion. When the control minion loses health, blah, blah, when defeated, return opposing minions offer. So we're going to possess this dude. When the control minion loses health. Actually, is this even helpful? It doesn't seem helpful. Does not seem helpful, so I'm not going to possess him. What's the point? Instead, the bishop's going to attack 2 damage, and then the arc light is going to attack 2 damage. We've killed this Joust, so that's 2 source. We get up to 8. This guy has no one to attack. We're fine. Heirs' turn. The Harrier moves there. It is going to do a quick strike against the minion it can damage. I'll have it attack the arc light. I'm going to spend 2 source because of source field and negate that damage. Still retaliate. Kill that Harrier. This next Harrier comes in with 3 health. Remember, this first Harrier had... Oh, I get 1 source back because I killed the Harrier. The Harrier had lost 1 health because Anjabin. Next turn... Wait, would the Bishop have had to move? He would have moved to make progress, so he should be up there. Alright, next turn... The Bishop is the leading minion. It's going to go 1, 2. The Arc Light can't make progress, is not going to move, chooses not to do a lateral move, but the medium moves here. 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. The medium will move 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Oh, and this Monolith would have attacked, because it quick striked, and the Monolith still would attack it. 3 damage. Oh, the Harrier's dead. That's another source. So I rolled a 3. When that Harrier's dead, this Joust comes out. 3 health there. Remember, we have a Spire there we're going to need to take care of, and that's why the Archbishop will come in handy. So let me think about this again. He would have been here. He would have moved 2. The medium is now over on this side. So the arc light will move 2. The medium's going to move 1, 2, 3. Use max movement while making progress. So again, the Harrier attacked. The quick strike always throws out the timing for me a little bit. The monolith then attacked it. The first Harrier attacked. Got retaliated on by the arc light. The arc light killed it, and then the Spire attacked the underlying Harrier that was underneath it. The Joust moves 1, 2. It's a regular Joust. It stops there. Narora turn 1, 2. Medium 1, 2, 3. Arc light 1, 2. Joust 1, 2. Narora turn. Medium 1, 2, 3. Bishop 1, 2. Arc light 1, 2. It's going to attack, takes 2 damage. It's not an attack, so I can't source field that. It's a retaliation. Joust goes 1, 2. Quick strike. I'm going to I'll just have the arc light be defeated. This monolith's going to attack the Joust. Joust is dead. 2 source up to 10. Narora's turn. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. This Spire is going to fire at the medium. It does 1 damage. The medium is going to attack the gate. We go down to 12 health. It retaliates. The bishop's going to attack the gate with range. It does not have range to that minaret. It does 2 damage. Retaliation. Medium's going to move a lateral movement. No, that's fine. Medium will stay. It's not going to use a lateral movement. The bishop has to move. Bishop will move 1. If it moves 2, it actually isn't making progress toward its mark. The minaret's attacking the medium. 1 damage. The bishop is going to attack the minaret. The medium is going to attack the gate down to 9. Retaliation. The medium's dead. The bishop's going to move 1, 2. It's going to attack the minaret. We get 1 source up to 11. Now the bishop attacks the gate. It goes down to 7. Retaliate down to 5. Retaliate down to 3. Retaliate. Bishop's dead. Woo! Oh, right. Right. Good call. So it'd have 2 health back because the minaret was still alive. Good call. So yes, 5 health. It's irrelevant. Yeah, so the bishop, so Mahdi's pointing out, based on the rules, the gate can't lose health because the minaret was still alive. The medium couldn't attack the gate, couldn't attack the fortress, and it would attack. So it attacked the gate, but instead of doing the 1 damage it did, the 2 times it attacked it, it actually did 0 damage, got retaliated on anyway. And then finally, the bishop's damage still would have triggered because the bishop did 3 attacks on it before being killed. 4 attacks on it before dying. So yeah, it was at 13 health at the start of the round. Bishop did 8 damage and then was destroyed. So we go to round 5. We're going to roll the event die, and if it's not a Spire, like this game is pretty much over. I rolled a 5, not a Spire. Although again, I have only 2 health, so maybe I shouldn't be so bullish here. So 3 health, there. We're going to do the build phase. 1, 2, and 3. This goes here. And we are going to do so that was the market phase. Sorry, not the build phase. The prep phase for the whoever these suckers are for the heirs. They're going to get 2 Harriers that are stacked. We get 2 upgraded Jousts that are stacked. And that has 4 health because they are promoted. And then we get a Windrush with a promoted Royal Talent. Windrush has 5. And the promoted Royal Talent is hidden within. With an Elfin Kazi. I have 11 source. I'm going to spend 3 to upgrade the Forgotten Graves to level 2. And 4 to upgrade the Azure Temple. That gives me a couple of dice. Now, I already have the Fanatic Tower. And now I get the Azure Reaction die as well. So the Azure Reaction die is there. And I will spend 3 more. I'll get down to 1. No. I'm going to spend 4 to get 2 more source. So I got the Fanatic Tower die, but I don't have any rerolls on it, so I better roll well. You know, that's great for me. And then I have that die. So, and I'm spending 4 to get 2 more source, 2 more command tokens, and I have 15 command total. Does that make sense? And I can get 1 dude out of here for free. So I just get the bishop for free. I have nothing left to do the pavilion stuff, which I'm fine with. So I get a bishop out, so that's 5. Maybe this is dumb. Yeah, that's not enough units. That is not. I'm hoping Mahdi is right. I'm hoping Mahdi's right. I'm remembering something, and I just can't remember where it's from. Fortress structure, advancements. Yeah, I think I'm making up rules. Provide details using each fortress advancement. If an effect causes you to lose a fortress advancement, remove the peg to show this. Alright, rock on. I'm a believer, so I'm gonna need to get all these dudes out, because I just don't have enough. I would be at 4. And I think, honestly, 13's a lot. So I think I do everything else. I just don't get the reroll, but I do get the last level of Source Loop. I also spend a 4 on the last level of Source Loop. So I'm going to get all these dudes back. So again, I spent a total of 7 to fully upgrade Forgotten Graves. And I spent 4 there. So I did those 3 enhancements. And I'm going to get all my dudes back with Source Loop before selecting units each prep phase. May return all units in Forgotten Graves to your barracks at no cost. Don't mind if I do. So medium, Arclight, Anjabin, Burnout, Conduit, Bishop. What's the other side of this? Bishop shouldn't go there. He should go with the medium. Anvas is definitely coming back. Drift, Burnout, Arcbright, and Bishop. So that's a total of 5. I have 8 more. I'm going to get a Arcbright for 3 because she's awesome. I have 5 more. I think I get an Arc Light because she's awesome, and then I'll get a Burnout. So again, I have 13 total. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 4, 3, 3, 3, 2. Oh, did I give her 3 before? I gave her 3 last round. I don't think it would have mattered because she would have just got retaliated on and died, and then she kind of walked around and something killed her. Yeah, I definitely gave her 3 last round. Sorry about that. It should have only been 2. It's 3 on this side, 2 on that side. Yeah, I'm trying to remember. I know she got retaliated on, and I was like, oh, I can't avoid that because of retaliation. And then I think she might have been the last one to kill whatever, but whoever she killed there would have almost assuredly gotten killed by the monolith there. So it wouldn't have made a difference. But just something to be aware of, kids. So 4. Yeah, we have 2 rains in the back, burnout in the front. And then Arclight bringing up the rear with her 2 health. And Voss. Oh! Wow, I don't know how that didn't all fall over. That would have been crazy. So on Voss, we're just going to move him in there. Burnout, again, the heirs do have priority in the 5th round. And Bishop's going to go, well, I'll put the Arcbright ahead of the Bishop. So that's fine. Humminger, 1, 2, 3. Nope. Humminger moves 2. Roostrum 2. Harrier is going to get stuck there. This goes here. So we just have to end the wave and not have our fortress wiped out. The burnout's going to go 1, 2. Arcbright's going to go 1, 2. Bishop's going to go 1, 2. Arclight's going to go 1. And Vasse is going to go 1, 2. We might actually do some matter distortion. Oh, that's funny. That's a funny. You know, I could matter distort. So this is from the expansion. I could just make this air and make them all come this way, which I don't think is actually helpful. So that's not a great Earthscape for me. Yeah, I don't think that's helpful because again, I have the monolith is doing most of the damage there. So it's an idea. It's a bad one. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Joust goes 1, 2, 3. And this guy goes 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Uses full movement when it can and makes maximum progress within using full movement. All right, burnout and Voss. Monolith should be able to kill that dude. These Harriers. So Arcbraid's going to go 1, 2. Bishop's going to go 1, 2. Burnout had to go first. 1, 2. And Bishop will go 1, 2. Arc Light will go 1, 2. The Harriers 1, 2. Cannot get to on Bus. Joust will Harrier. So Humminger goes 1, 2. Harrier goes 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. I think I'm fine with that. Windrush goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Quick Strike, 2 damage to Arcbright. She retaliates for 1. Windrush does a Quick Strike, takes off the range chip from that. Monolith's going to attack the Elfin Kazi. Does 3 damage. Elfin Kazi's dead. 2 source. The Refractor is going to attack the Windrush. It has no more range, so it has to attack the Windrush. 2 damage. Remember, there's a Royal Talon under there, which is not great. And that's it. Nothing. Everything that attacked already attacked with Quick Strike. So now it is our turn. Oh, they never moved the Joust. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Joust. 3. Yeah, it's going to move 1, 2, 3. Alrighty then. Arcbright will do the optional lateral move. Arc Light's going to come here. That's making progress. The Bishop, the Burnout's going to go 1. The Bishop's going to go 1, 2. On Voss is just going to chill. Arc Bright is going to do 1 damage to the Windrush. Arc Light's going to kill the first Harrier. New Harrier comes out with 3 health. 1 Source gets us up to 3. Burnout's going to attack. No, the Bishop's going to attack the Humminger with range, and then the Burnout's going to finish it off. We get 2 more Source, gets us up to 5. Alright, Erza's turn. This dude's going to go. If it moves full, that's not progress. So it's going to move 1, 2. But it can't move 3 while still making progress, so it won't. The Harrier can't move any further, so it's going to stay there. The Windrush can't move any further, so it's going to stay there. Quick Strike from the Harrier is going to attack something it can defeat. It can defeat the Arc Light. I'm going to spend 2 Source to negate that attack, retaliate 2 damage to the Harrier. So it doesn't, again, the AI, from what I understand, will take into account things like armored, but it won't take into account things like Source Field. Because it's not going to, it's not going to know for sure I'm going to spend that Source. The Windrush is going to take off an attack chip from the Refractor. The Refractor is attacking the Windrush. It does 2 damage and kills it. And now the Royal Talon comes out, so there's a good roll there. Royal Talon comes out and has 6 health. Windrush is out. So, Quick Strikes happened. Spires fired. Oh, this Quick Strike has to happen. Yikes. So this Quick Strike also needs to happen. So it's going to displace with Fury Kick. It's going to do 2 damage, 2 damage. And this guy won't retaliate. Instead, he'll just do 2 damage to the Joust. Running out of units. Now the Spires will fire. This Spire is going to fire against the Joust. This Burnout is dead. Goes to Forgotten Graves. That's 2 damage. This Joust is dead. Another Joust comes into place. And that's 2 Source. That's up to 5. Again, they moved. Quick Strike, Quick Strike, Quick Strike. This Spire fired and killed the Windrush. This Spire fired and killed that Joust. And there is nothing that's attacking that didn't already attack. Alright. It's the Narora's turn. Yikes. I think will be good, but it's going to be closer than it's ideal. The Arc Bright can't move. The Arc Light can't move. The Bishop can't move. On Voss can, he's choosing not to. The Bishop's going to attack for 2, get it retaliated against for 2. Is dead. The Arc Light the Arc Bright is attacking the Royal Talon. And the Arc Light is killing the Harrier. We get up to 6. The Joust is moving 1, 2, 3. Actually, and Voss would just move there because that Monolith's going to be able to attack that Joust, and that makes sense. The Royal Talon is moving 1, 2, 3. The Royal Talon is attacking 4. I'm going to spend 4 Source with Source Field and retaliate 2. So this sucker's down to 3. That wasn't a Quick Strike, so I shouldn't have done that so soon. So we do need this Monolith should have attacked first. Again, the Quick Strike from the Joust isn't going to apply. Can't attack anybody. I bricked. Yikes. He only has 2 health left. And Voss would only be retaliating 1, which is the problem. And then Voss is not flying. Which makes me a little worried. I could do that. Oh, that's interesting. I don't think you can cross. Does somebody know Portal Seeker's enough? Can you cross over? I don't think you can cross over the air at all. I think it just becomes a dead spot. The sky functions differently. It represents the island of fallen away. Units cannot move through this earthscape, even if they have flying, which is nice. Thinking about doing some matter distortion. Oh man, that's... Two source. It's good to Bob Bell. It's good to see another Cloudspire playthrough, even though my copy has been temporarily shelled in favor of ISS Vanguard. Marty Zandi says the bishop still retaliates. The damage from the spire should be taken from the other joust. You still have the bishop. How do I still have the bishop? How do I still have the bishop? Marty! The mission always seems pretty doable once you get the Regal looking out of the way. I love some funky Earthscape plays here, though, to funnel the airs. Yeah, no doubt. But how do I still have the bishop? The bishop had 4 health, and he was attacked. He got attacked. He attacked. He got attacked and retaliated. Oh. Are you saying the bishop never retaliated? That would have made sense, because then if I had... Alright, let me figure this out. Bishop got attacked. He retaliated. This dude would have died. And then the 2 damage would have been attacked to the next thing, and then the bishop would have just killed him. That's better. I know what you're saying. Good catch. Good catch. I never retaliated with the bishop. So I had the bishop took 2 damage, and then he attacked and got retaliated on and died. Instead, the bishop still would have the monolith's 2 damage that I put to that joust to kill should have gone to the next joust in the stack, and then the bishop would have finished him off, which would have been great. I mean, this bishop's now pretty much irrelevant. It's just going to be running around, like maybe defeating their gates, which is fine. But I can just like kind of play him out. But that does mean we have a Royal Talon. Oh wait, so I had to figure out how many turns ago was that? Because I thought he killed the bishop, moved 1, 2, 3. When I had Invas move. Yeah, so the bishop didn't get retaliated against. The second time. When you did the Fury Kick. Oh, but I thought with Fury Kick, no, I thought with Fury Kick only the attacked unit does retaliation. I don't know if that's right, dude. Because you're probably right. But I thought with Fury Kick, only the attacked unit can actually do the retaliation, and the bishop was not the attacked unit. I'm pretty sure that's accurate. Because I forgot it was a Fury Kick situation. Yeah, that's bad. That's bad. Oh, Cloudspire. When this unit attacks, it deals damage to all opposing units. Only the target unit retaliates. The bishop was not the target unit. So the bishop is indeed dead. Although I like your theory a lot better. Although this should be here. I only had 1 bishop. I do like your theory better. Man. Alright, if I have... man. I have to get this... Oh, I could force a joust that way. That's an interesting rule. I'm really curious about an official ruling on that. That's super interesting. Matter distortion, after this movement, and then promote. All right, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to move 1, 2, We're going to flip him over. He's now flying, and we're putting this sucker here, and I'm blocking off that. Oh, I can't. I could put this here, and I could force this Joust to have to come all the way around. It's on the isle I'm on. Now that I'm flying, I can attack the Royal Talon. Of course, the Royal Talon kills Anvas, but that was a worthwhile sacrifice. Oh, but these guys also have to move. So 1, 2, 1, 2, and Arcbright's going to do 1 damage to the Royal Talon, which makes me happy. But that's a problem. If the monolith. All right. Ares' turn. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Monolith's attacking with 2 dice. 2 damage. Royal Talon's dead. I get from 4 to 7. Joust is still alive. Narora turn. 1, 2, 1, 2. Range 3. 1 damage to the Joust. Ares' turn. 1, 2, 3. Does 2 damage to the gate. I'm spending 1 source to negate that. Still retaliates. Kill the Joust. 2 source. And now, since that's the last one out, we get this Joust for the final time. Narora turn. 1, 2, 1, 2. Ares turn. 1, 2. Narora turn. 1, 1. 2 damage. Retaliate. Kills that. And then the Arcbright kills him. That's 2 source. And now Arcbright 1, 2. 1 damage. Retaliate. She's dead. But that's a 3 renown victory. Woo! All right. How long did that take? Yeah, this is Cloudspire. I hope I show this game off half as good as it is, because I feel like I'm swimming in the deep end sometimes, and I don't know what's happening. That's a cool time. No, that's from the expansion, but even, like, honestly, something like that serves the same purpose, right? So the expansion makes it look cooler because, like, oh, it's sky, but it serves functionally the same purpose, that I'm just forcing that Joust to go around. And that was cool. Madi called that almost early, where he's like, hey, it's not bad if, Anvas dies, because then you can do the thing. So that's cool. So yeah, Ricardo with the funky Earthscape play is like a funky Earthscape play. Yeah, he called it too. You guys are just like prescient. I love it. Madi, when you defeat or kick the bishop, then retaliate. The entropy is retaliation. Madi says, okay, yes, I see what you mean. And Mike James says, CTG rules. What ambiguity. Man, like, honestly, it is the thing that keeps Chip Theory games in the bottom half of my top 10 and not the top half. But they're great games, man. It's just the learning curve, the experience, the fact that I played this game as many hours as I have, and I still am just like, what? Like, how does this work? The Aurora really enhances that, and I think that's not, if you're going through the solo campaign, you're having a protracted learning experience because there's a lot going on. But I think I used that level 1 of the Azure Temple like all 5 waves. I mean, that 10 damage that saved me from my gate. That was crazy. This monolith is the MVP with that one little range chip just to make that happen. Yeah, dude. No, what a cool playthrough. That was fun. That was really fun. I like the scenario a lot. I really did need to play that first scenario so many times to get to the point where, like, all right, I can make this. I can try to do this. I'm hoping it's not the Ares next turn. I'm so sick of the Ares right now. The Bronin! Excellent. Sign me up. Like really kind of sick of the airs, but I mean they're cool. I just don't want to be thinking about Elfin Kazi. I mean that arc, like the arc bright, is like a hard counter to the Elfin though. That worked out really well. Plus, like getting all the Elfins out. I mean the amount of source, I was swimming in source by just having the Humminger and that every time. It's just like an easy 4 source every round. Once I had the arc light out there, and it was able to do just enough to kind of keep my barracks full of what I needed to when I had that 23 source. Hey, Earthscape, boom, let's get this thing done and wipe out that center Regal lookout. So what a cool mission. And that one little extra bishop every time is just like it's kind of annoying, but like, again, it's just more source. But you have to have the units in place where you can kind of wipe them out. Otherwise, you're going to be in super trouble. I mean, again, looking at my gate, that was not that was a skin of my teeth victory for sure. But pulled it off. Really excited. The Narora are probably the hardest faction to play through, says Ricardo. There's so many options and there's so much you can do with movement. Yeah, I definitely see that. Brian Scott, good game. Well done. Thank you. No more ambiguity than Arkham Horror LCG. I hard disagree. But I played so much Arkham that I got to the end of that well. Although I think part of the problem with Arkham is that, they just kept adding cycles and they were like had unexpected interactions between the cycles, and they made some rulings that I don't think were very consistent, and they kind of trapped themselves instead of just being like, all right, let's rethink this. So there were definitely some cards that I'm like, that doesn't make any sense. And it is one of the reasons that I think I've grown a little bit away from loving Arkham as one of my top games, because I just find they bloated the game more than I wanted them to. Like, it's just not the game I want it to be anymore. So I just like the early cycle so much more. But yeah, it's like once you get that thing, I mean, Cloudspire, like out the box, it's like bam, rule ambiguity in your face. I mean, starting with scenario 1 in the Elfin Kazi, which I've already whined about in this channel enough. This may be my favorite game of all time, especially solo. It is really so good. Yeah, I see that, Mike. It's pretty excellent. I mean, I do like it more than than Too Many Bones, because it takes out some of the wackiness and zaniness and puts in a lot more balance in a way I really like. And the puzzles are just so rich, and seeing like I've only done 10 of these scenarios, and they all have a different flavor. I didn't love them all, but they're all good. I mean, that's for sure. Madi's a nice playthrough, man. I really like the Narora scenarios, especially when you barely make it. It feels really good. Yeah, I'm curious. I mean, some of these guys seem so overcosted, but I'm just, I could see how they might be stronger in a competitive game like the Void and the Messiah and stuff like that. So I'm curious to see if the rest of the scenarios kind of force you to adopt some things. I really want to. Oh, I didn't even roll these. Oops, that would have helped. So had I not been a gooberhead, oh, that would have been great. That could have helped for sure. So I would have rolled a 4 and a 2. My FT range is, what the heck is FT range again? If your roll is higher than 5, reduce to 5. Blah blah blah. So the arc die, I could deal 2 damage to every unit adjacent to one of my spires within FT range of my fortress gate. So the Fanatic Tower range, got it. So 1, 2, 3, 4. But I had no spires within my Fanatic Tower range. So you would really need to get the Dominance and Overreach to get this. Because this die can go up to 8. And then 1, 2, 3. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, all those. So like basically anything that was adjacent to one of my spires, I could have just taken this out into 2 damage. That would not have been as helpful. This one, if I rolled this on the Azor reaction chamber, I could deal 4 damage to a minion within an FT range of my Fortress Gate. Oh, that would have been amazing. Like, right, I have this. So the way I rolled it, I ended up not missing anything good. But here, if I had the 4 and that. Like, as soon as that sucker gets there, just bam, dead. And I could use it once a wave. I could use it at the start of any of my turns during the onslaught phase. So that would have really, really helped. The other one, if I rolled this on the die, it's return a Naroran minion within range of your fortress gate to your barracks. Additionally, return an opposing minion with the same or fewer to its barracks. Oh, that's sick. So the opposing minion does not have to be within your range. So early on in the scenario, I could have been like, you know what, I don't like that minion, and just taken one of my guys off the board and returned one of theirs. Interesting. It would make your decisions in the prep phase different for sure. And you're supposed to roll this during the prep phase. So I'd roll that, then I would make the decisions as to who I want as a result of that roll. So yeah, I spent a lot of source there that ended up not being very useful for me, especially as I didn't even roll the die. But yeah, that's it. We'll be back tomorrow. I have a Mines Liberation playthrough with Tovak scheduled. I'm probably just gonna go at that sucker cold and just open the box, put it on the table, and play. Things have been very busy this week, especially with PAX Unplugged coming around the corner. Doing a lot of trading and selling of games to make room for the next wave, and that wave is growing quite large. Again, very excited about all the stuff and content planned for in 2023. So finishing off 2022 strong, got a bunch of things I do want to get on the channel before the year ends, but definitely getting excited already about what is around the corner. Don't know what I'm doing on Thursday just yet. I will have a playthrough up. It's going to start at 11. I'm going to try to do something I could do in under an hour because, again, Thursday is going to be nuts. PAX Unplugged is all weekend. And then I don't know my playthrough schedule next week yet, and I don't know exactly what I'm going to be doing. There will be a Spirit Island playthrough. Probably going to do a 3-handed Guard the Isle's Heart with just the base game content. And then from there, again, just a couple more things to get done. So if you want to see exactly what titles you can expect, again, as I said before, go on my Patreon page. The link is in the description below. While you're there, look for November's public post. I'm going to make a December's public post probably today or tomorrow, and that will have a bunch of titles that you can kind of expect to see as things roll forward. But that's it. If anyone saw the Nemesis Games contacted me about giving me another copy of Uprising, and I did a giveaway. It was only open to U.S. Subscribers, and so sorry. Hopefully, in the future, I can have one that's a little more global. But Brian Schultz won that. He was a patron. Everyone was open to participate with that. If you're a patron, you just got more entries based on how many months you've been a patron of mine. So congrats again to Brian. If you don't subscribe to me, like, you're not going to get the community posts that I do. So it is another reason to subscribe. There's no promises I'm going to be able to do this with any kind of regularity, but it is my hope that as the channel grows, I will be able to do more and more stuff like that. So a huge thanks to Nemesis Games for giving me that opportunity, and congrats to Brian for being able to get a copy of Uprising. Again, one of my favorite games. I do hope to get that on the channel again before too long and too much time passes. So not enough days, too many games. That is the existence that we have chosen for ourselves, right? So did we choose it or did it choose us is another deep thought I'll leave you with. But thank you so much to Madi and Ricardo for the rules checks, and Mike James as well. Do appreciate everyone kind of looking out. These games are super hard to get everything right, and it's nice to have some people kind of with an assist during these live streams. Sorry for the snafu with the I forgot to turn my volume back on. I was like, and I was very confused by all of that. We got there. Thanks for offering it to US versus just selling it off. Much appreciated. Oh yeah, I mean, review copies and selling is like a whole ethical quagmire, right? I'm of the belief that if I get a review copy after I've done a video or two and I've talked about the game, like, and some time's passed, if I'm not going to play it again, I will sell. I'm not going to drive a hard price with them, but like, I just need to make room for more games, or I'll give it to a friend. If I have a friend I know is going to love the game more than me, bam, take it, and it's all yours. Uprising, yeah, they already gave me one copy of it. I was happy to support them and their most recent Kickstarter, and it just was nice to, be able to kind of spread the joy of that game. It's really cool. It's really cool. So hopefully, it's funny, Brian. Like the last conversation Brian and I had on Patreon was actually about that game and whether he should get it. So it seemed a little bit kismet that it ended up in his hands. So it was pretty cool. But yeah, this is all super fun. So I'm gonna go. This took under 3 hours. Man, let's kick back. Let's talk now. I gotta go. I'm gonna go hang out with Mrs. Playthroughs a little bit because Lord knows she's not gonna see much of me once Thursday rolls around with all the PAX Unplugged festivities this weekend. So that's about it. Thanks again for joining me, and until next time, happy gaming.
Solo.